The events have been pushed to the late evening and afternoon. People say it's very hot. Federal agents headed to Fulton County, Georgia to look for evidence of voter fraud that's never been proven.
The FBI is now surging more than 250 personnel from field offices across the country to help with the Georgia investigation. An internal memo calling it a, quote, priority investigation. Agents raided the Fulton County, Georgia election office earlier this year, seizing ballots. Georgia's 2020 votes were counted 3 times. Every count affirming Joe Biden's win.
ABC's Sophie Flay. Well, they've done it. Launched the 3-armed spacecraft that will take a space telescope to a lower orbit.
It was the middle of the night in the South Pacific when the bay doors of a modified passenger jet opened at 40,000 feet and a rocket carrying a 3-armed robot called Link dropped out and then blasted off. In the coming days, Link will rendezvous with the Neil Gehrels Swift Observatory, and if everything works, it'll hoist that space telescope into higher orbit, buying it several more years of life, sending back incredible images of the universe. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
In Tehran, funeral services beginning for the slain leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, killed in a U.S. airstrike early in the war. The events will take days and millions are expected. You're listening to ABC News.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com.
News this hour brought to you by Frederick Sales and Service in Brandon and Skag Zero-Turn Mowers and Products. Simply the best.
4 people now under arrest in the triple murder. This afternoon, you can expect 94 and mostly sunny, partly cloudy tonight, and 76 for the low. Independence Day. It's a mostly sunny day, but with a 20% chance for afternoon storms. The high is at 94. That chance is up to 60% for Sunday with a high at 93. You've got news on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis. A 4th person has been arrested in this past weekend's triple killing on Queen Alexandria Lane, says Dr. Rochelle Brackney, Jackson Chief of Police.
All of the tips that came in, all of the community members that responded, we could not have solved this as quickly without them.
That person was arrested in Texas, and she says will be extradited back to Mississippi to face the charges. Mayor John Horn says to people having a gathering this weekend, they should set the tone for the get-together and keep a lid on it.
Talk to people. Encourage folks to walk away from trouble instead of walking towards.
He also says he will be putting together a violence reduction roundtable next week. Sheriff Tyree Jones, also speaking at Thursday's press conference, reminds you that celebrating the 4th by shooting up in the air is illegal, and deputies will be going to those calls. They'll also be doing roadblocks to catch people driving drunk or high. Little info is being released right now about the death of a juvenile in Scott County. The coroner there says it happened Wednesday around 2 p.m. on Watson Drive, and that person's body has been sent for an autopsy to determine the cause and the manner of death. Gas for the weekend is less expensive than for Mother's or Father's Day, with a state average at $3.37, according to Gas Buddy. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
Gather your friends and join the party. It's a holiday weekend, 4th of July, America 250 this weekend at Beethoven's on the Reservoir. Also, Acme Pizza. So come on out Friday night for Dr. Czar, Amazing Funk Monster. Coming your way Saturday night, it's Keys versus Strings. Also, a late night appearance from Emergency 9. Mike Mott will be doing karaoke inside, so check that out. Sunday, don't you miss the 4th of July Barbecue Buffet Bash, which it'll be barbecue. And it'll also have catfish on it. So come on out and enjoy the barbecue and Chris Davis playing music. On the deck Sunday, don't you dare miss Sound Check the Band. And coming up in July, Snaz, Misfit Youth, Larry Brewer, Crow. The party happens one place. It's Beethoven's Boardwalk, Acme Pizza on the Reservoir, 135 Madison Landing Circle, Ridgeland, Mississippi. Come see us.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Chip Matthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. Chip away, chip away at the storm. Chip away, that's what I'm gonna do. Sweet little mama, I wanna get next to you.
And good Friday. It's Friday. But thank God it's Friday. It's Friday morning here, y'all. I'm Chip Matthews. This is the Chip Matthews Show here on WYAB. Good morning, Lloyd Travis. Glad to see somebody's up besides me. I mean, there's no traffic anywhere today. I mean, government people, they're all off. You know, everybody's off doing whatever they're going to do. You know? So, 4th of July. Oh, happy birthday, Amy. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that out of the way. But anyway, good morning to all of y'all. We should be talking to Ron Eller later this morning. He's getting ready for the campaign. He's been out going door to door, getting ahead of the because technically everybody wants to see Benny Thompson out of office this time around. Okay, that's what everybody the consensus is, but to make that happen, our state leaders and officials have done nothing in order to move in that direction. I mean, for instance, redistricting is supposed to be happening. We're gonna draw those lines sooner or later, but no, we hadn't got into that. We're not. We're making sure that we're securing our money in Washington. That's what that is our plan by our government here in Mississippi. So, don't expect anything. Andy Devine, good morning. Do Andy and Lloyd, y'all work today? Or do y'all just wake up just to hear me? That's what I want to know. It's, here it is, July 3rd, the day before America 250. And people just, people keep asking me, Chip, where are the fireworks? I don't know. And you heard in the news just then, if you shoot your gun up in the air, we'll be coming. Well, come on, people. They're going to shoot them guns up in the air. They're going to shoot at each other this weekend. It is just entirely too hot. We're triple digits all across this great American country that we have. It's 100 degrees in New York City. And those fools are up there acting like it's all the end of the world, going to work right after your show as usual. Well, okay. Let's see who's on the phone. Good morning, YAB. Who you got?
Morning, Chip.
Oh,
Ron.
It's the one, the only, the Ron Eller, the man that's going to unseat the Benny Thompson. How you doing today?
You're right about that, brother.
Oh, yeah. Where you at today?
Well, actually, I am in my truck headed to that day job,
Yeah.
It's the funny thing about working in cardiac and thoracic surgery. It doesn't stop because it's a holiday.
No.
And, and my schedule. I actually work 168 hours straight through.
Yeah.
I go to work at Friday at 7 o'clock in the morning. I get off next Friday at 7 o'clock in the morning.
See?
7/24s.
And I'm sure Benny Thompson, who is in his comfy chair somewhere, he hadn't worked at all this year.
Benny Thompson is not in the comfy chair right now.
No.
He's in bed. Who's getting who?
Mm-hmm. He does nothing. It's
if you think about this, what politician out there goes out and works these kind of hours? I can come up with one. That's Donald J. Trump.
That's correct. Hey, now my other thing I was thinking about this yesterday on the subject of I lost my train of thought. But I was thinking about Benny yesterday, and I was just going, does he ever show up and do anything to reassure us that he appreciates the military or anything about America? Does he ever show up at anything like that? I mean,
no.
The inclusive things.
Not think about this.
Not the racially.
When the National Guard got shot.
Yeah.
Well, that was an unfortunate accident.
Yes, it was, according to Benny. But that's what I'm saying. What are you doing? What do you do? What do you do when your government is not patriotic about being in the government? I mean, that's what we have. I mean, you're red, white, and blue. But these people in office are not red, white, and blue anywhere. So,
well, I kind of laugh about that stuff, Chip. Sometimes you think it ought to be maybe a prerequisite that you've done some kind of military service.
Yeah.
But when you get down to it, only 3% of the U.S. population has put on the uniform.
Right. And that, I mean, somebody would say I'm for the draft just because I've gotten too old that anybody would want me to fight. But I'm sorry, I'm fighting it now. We need the draft back.
You are.
We need 2 years. We need 2 years out of everybody, I believe, in order to get the country back to being patriotic. Well, that's what I think.
I wouldn't argue that one bit. The other part of it is we need to stop teaching hatred of the country in our schools to our children. We need to get back to doing the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We need to get back to prayer in school. We need to put fathers back in the homes. We need to make young people responsible for themselves. Those are the three things that we did that harmed this country. We took God out of the town square of the schools. We took fathers out of the homes. We made young people not responsible for themselves. You change those three things, you change the direction of the country overnight.
Well, the thing that I've been watching on TV is I was watching, all those History Channel things on George Washington and everything like that, and all the things that occurred. And the way they do things, they make George Washington think that he did not want to be the president. He hated everything about it. But the reality is that when you look at it, on the subject of the countries being thing on the United States, it seems to me the thing that would be more important, and this is what we've gotten away from, that stirred everybody to even do all this stuff, was Thomas Paine's common sense.
Common sense. Yeah.
I mean, when you go back and look at that, I go, and there's no such thing as a common sense party in politics, because there is no common sense in politics. But when you look at it from that standpoint, and then they talk about the original 13 colonies, when they got together, each one of those had religious overtones in their constitution that their colony must be religious.
Yes, sir.
And they were all in various forms. Like there were certain ones that were, they say what Pennsylvania was mostly Catholic, so it had a different angle in the way of it. But each colony, all had religious beliefs and religious overtones on how they would be and how they would expand and everything involved. And that's where
you are correct.
And it was in your state constitutions, not particularly in your the American brand. It was more in your state constitution. And here in Mississippi, in our constitution, that Bible's supposed to be in every classroom.
You are correct.
And
it's in the Bill of Rights, Article 3, Section 18. The Holy Bible is part of the school system and shall not be excluded.
And
44 states actually have similar language in their state constitutions. There's a fellow down on the coast who's written books about this. His name's Jeff Wallace. He actually has a TV series that they're working on, and he would be a real good reference point for you.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching all this, and I just go, people just don't get it. And they go, well, if they were so religious, why were they fighting? They were fighting for freedom. They were fighting for independence. And that's what the original 13 colonies were independent nations. And when the United States got together, it was to unite the independent nation as one to fight against the bigger things that were going on. Yeah. It's amazing. It's the more you look at history, it's just amazing. And, and when you think about what we've done in 250 years, now we've had people call up here and say, oh, it's a made up holiday. Okay, what do you mean? It's the 4th of July. Juneteenth is a made up holiday.
No.
I mean, because the thing that Juneteenth was about freedom, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We already have a holiday for that. That's inclusive of all Americans. All men, all women, right here in America. It is the 4th of July. So that's the Independence Day. That's when
I will tell you, I have another one that I celebrate along those lines. That's April 19th, because it was April 19, 1775, the Battle of Lexington and Concord. That was a shot that was heard around the world. There was a black man among those 70 folks that fought the British regulars, and his name was Prince Estabrook. He was a slave. He died a free man in 1830. These are pieces of history that we don't teach. We don't teach that the first legal slave owner in what became the American colonies was a black man in the 1600s named Anthony Johnson out of Angola.
Right.
And, he had several indentured servants that he refused to release from their servitude of 7 years. And, the neighbors sued him, and the British Crown ruled in his favor that those were his slaves, and they weren't all black; they were whites amongst those. So
oh yeah,
there's dirt on all sides. But you know what? We're beyond that, and it's time that we get beyond that and stop teaching hatred and teach love. Go back to your Bible, Acts 17:26. From one man, he built all nations. And if you go back a little further in Genesis 8, when the ark came to rest on Mount Ariat and they lowered the ramp, God told them to come forward, be fruitful, and multiply. So, we all come from Ham, Shem, Japheth, and Noah. Hoorah.
Hoorah. Hey, Ron, let me ask you this, guy, because I've been watching and keeping up with where you're going. You've been going to all throughout the Benny Thompson district. And how do these people feel? Because I know that you are a veteran, of course, but
yes, sir.
But you carry a gun with you, don't you?
I will say I oftentimes have a firearm within close proximity to my.
But I mean, I was just wondering how some of the people that you meet, how they feel about that, because I mean, it's America. It's America, and it's Mississippi, and it's legal to carry one. And this weekend,
yes, sir.
I know it's just ahead of the violence reduction roundtable that John Horn and them have put together, and they're going to speak and get together next week. Which they could have just done that the first day they went in office. I don't know why they were waiting.
Because it's been a problem for decades now, in the second congressional.
Jackson. Between John Horn and I don't know who's been in office longer as a senator or something, John Horn or Benny Thompson. It's really, really, really close between the two.
Really close.
And they both act like nobody's done anything about anything with the violence that has gone on in Jackson for all these years. It just suddenly happened. It's just all of a sudden going on. It's crazy. Well, Ron, I want
it's been a problem for a while. But, I'm probably the only, quote, politician you're going to find out there that's actually a lifetime member of the NRA.
There you go. There you go.
There's a lot of lip service about stuff like that. The Second Amendment is important to all of us. That's what keeps us from, being overrun.
I mean,
let's face it. When World War II happened, the Japanese would have landed in the United States, but they had that fear that, man, behind every bale of hay, behind every tree is going to be an American citizen with a gun aimed at us. And that's why the Japanese did not proceed with a land invasion.
When you really think about it, America, from day one, when we formed this nation and when we formed this country, we were packing and we were ready to go to fight for whatever we had, because we were looking to be independent, and we come together as a group and go after others. But that's what we are. We're independent, and we take care of our block. We take care of our city. We take care of our state. And we take care of our nation. And that's what we do here in America.
Well, when you start thinking about gun laws, those are funny things, because you get this, you're not supposed to have an assault rifle. I would tell you, there's laws on the books that people need to go back and look at. There was the Militia Act of 1792. And in that, it stated that every able-bodied man between like the ages of 18 and 40 were supposed to own a military-grade weapon, so many rounds, so much, and rations to be available at a moment's notice, so that they could be called up and enlisted into the militia to defend the nation.
Oh yeah, and then, when you look back at some of that stuff, it said that even on these to be in politics and to be in office for some of these people, you in some of these states, you had to be a religious person to be in office. It said,
Yes, sir.
And that was each state, because each group of people had their own way of looking at things, and their whole goal was to make sure that they had not a lawless nation, I guess you could say, a lawless state. And, the words in your Constitution, whether it's the state of Mississippi or the United States of America, the words mean something. And that's why they need to give us back our ballot initiative in Mississippi, where they can hear all our words at one time. But anyway.
Well, it's national motto, "In God We Trust."
Thank you very much. Ron, you keep beating the streets. You keep doing what you do, and we're going to get out and do all the help we can for you. And of course, when Ron's around town, he comes on out to Beethoven. Y'all come on out there and see. I put your signs up, and I got to get a cutout of you to go next to Trump up in the lobby. We got to do that.
That might scare people off. I know I'm not the.
Hey, the Trump sign. The Trump cutout recently has had some people walk in and they see it and said, "I'm not going to eat here because there's Trump." I said, he's the president of the United States. They go, "I'm not eating here because he's here." And I'm going, yes, his presence is here, and his presence is all over America. So maybe you just should leave the entire country if that's the way you look at it, because you've got to support the president, whoever the president. Huh? Do what? I'm gonna put him out as a
pack up with Rosie O'Donnell and Whippy.
Put your money where your mouth is. Go where these people have. See, I think I should take the Trump signs and put them around the edge of the property as scarecrows for those where they know that this is a religious house. This is an American house, and if you're not for America, get the hell out of here. That's what I say.
Well, like yourself, I have a bar business background. My family was in the nightclub industry and for decades. And I remember back in the 60s, one of the first things my mother did was she said, it was legal back then. Actually, when I was a kid, I could buy beer legally at 16 in West Virginia. It's 3.2% alcohol. And I remember when they raised it to 18 and it was legal to go into a bar and drink at 18. My mother set her at the door at 25. You know, she said, because those young people, they're stupid and, you know, they do stupid things, and she just wasn't going to put up with it. And then by keeping it at 25, she figured she was dealing more with adults.
Yes. Well,
that are there to have a good time and not to do stupid things.
There you go. There you go. It's great to be an American. It's great to have the beliefs that we have. It's great to be a religious person, and it's time for you to go to work. So we're going to get you in the office in Washington, D.C., and it's going to be a great day. I can't wait. Ron, we'll see you later.
Sir.
Call in all week. I may be here all morning with Clay. If you want to call back in, I am Clay this morning, so call back. Let me know some more things. And
I will be calling back.
Okay, and we'll do that, and then
I gotta.
Yeah, you got to go do your
I gotta
thing.
beat my way around to the ICU and stuff for a little while, but I'll be back, brother.
Take care of the people. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Ron Eller, future congressman from Mississippi, junior congressman from Mississippi. When he goes in, we'll be back. Ron Eller, future congressman from Mississippi, junior congressman.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
Hey, this is John with MES. That's Mississippi Energy Services. We sell, service, and install all makes and models of home and business generators. One thing that we do different than a lot of other companies is we do all the work ourselves. We don't use subcontractors. We go from the original estimate, the design, to the final product. That way we can control the quality of the job from the beginning to the end. We are online at msenergy.us.
For decades, you've known the name Martin's for good times, great food, and the best live music. Now that's happening at 2 locations, downtown Jackson and Livingston. Check the websites, martinslivingstonms.com and martinsdowntownjxn.com for the many special events and live music lineups. You can chill with friends on the big patio at the Livingston location and enjoy the Blue Plate lunches and nightly drink specials. Martin's, downtown and Livingston.
Upgrade your yard this season with Hometown Hardware and Grasshopper. Hometown Hardware in Flora is now a proud Grasshopper mower dealer. Own a Grasshopper, own Mow Day. Hometown Hardware also has a great selection of outdoor power equipment from trusted names like Steel and Milwaukee, as well as Hustler. And don't forget, Hometown Hardware is your garden soil, potting mix, fertilizer, and pine straw headquarters. Hometown Hardware on Highway 49 in Flora.
How do you get the hell out of your life?
Get on your knees and cry out to the Lord. He hears you right where you are.
Oh gosh, Jesus.
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 How do you get the hell out of your life?
He will love that hell out of you.
You trust in him and you let him love the hell right out of you.
So how do you get the hell out of your life? Listen Saturday mornings at 7 and 7:30 on 103.9 WYAB or wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you looking for a church family to connect with? One that will provide opportunities to grow in your spiritual life, as well as a chance to serve others? First Baptist Flora may be just the place for you. We're located at 102 Jackson Street in Flora. To worship with us in person, we have a traditional worship service that begins Sunday mornings at 8:30. Then our life groups meet at 9:45, and the Refuge Contemporary service begins at 11 a.m. We also have a midweek service every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. So come join us at First Baptist Flora, where we're making much of Jesus.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Mississippi College is now Mississippi Christian University. It's a new name for the Wall Street Journal's #1 private college in the state and one of U.S. News and World Report's best national universities. But there's nothing new about MC's commitment to academic excellence or its Christian mission. Visit mc.edu to discover how MC can help shape your life of purpose and service. Mississippi Christian University, celebrating 200 years of scholarship and faith.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show here on Friday morning, here on the July 3rd, the eve of New Year's Day, Independence Day, the real one, the one that we believe in. You know what I mean? I see breaking at 11 p.m. President Trump stuns the world by exposing NATO. They are not there for us. It's time to leave NATO. The sun came up on my phone. You got to go back and look at all those things later on and see what the truth is. Good morning, Robert Stangl. Yeah, Stangl. And then see what else we got. Got Will Brown, Andy Devine, JC Dunn. All of you people out there listening in the radio land, how y'all doing? It is another good day. It's another great day here. It's going to be a hot day. I want everybody to go out and get plenty of water those animals. There's a big old bus in front of the radio station today with the air conditioning running, and it's an animal rescue truck bus. I guess they go out and give people water, give the animals water and all of that, and go into the different neighborhoods. But I see that out there today. Yeah, so it made me think of that. Also, make sure you're checking your cars. Make sure that you don't have kids in the back seat of your car and you're not forgetting them. You know, they get back there, it gets hot, they get quiet. You get out of the car, you come back, it's not good. So let's stay on top of these things. Let's stay on top of making sure. And I was watching the predictor model on TV of how many people would be killed over the 4th of July celebration. And then I just sat there and I said, is that it's one of those things you look at it and go, is that an over and under thing? Are we betting on it? Is that on one of the predictive sites that the legislation is looked at and has not decided to rule on? Because predictive sites are not gambling. If you get on those sites and all those that are nationwide, that's sports betting and all of that, but it's not gambling on the game. It's considered like stock markets and stuff. And the states have not decided, especially this one, has not decided how to regulate that yet. You know, and if you think about it, all these predictive sites are tied into gambling to wherever they are, and they're working their angle already. They're already getting that money out of the state without us legalizing mobile sports betting. They're just calling it the prediction market. Just what you think about that. Just think about that. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. Just what you think about that. Just think about that. We'll be back with more.
1039 WYAB.
Gather your friends and join the party. It's a holiday weekend, 4th of July, America 250 this weekend at Beethoven's on the Reservoir. Also, Acme Pizza. So come on out Friday night for Dr. Czar, Amazing Funk Monster. Coming your way Saturday night, it's Keys versus Strings. Also, a late night appearance from Emergency 9. Mike Mott will be doing karaoke inside, so check that out. Sunday, don't you miss the 4th of July Barbecue Buffet Bash, which it'll be barbecue. And it'll also have catfish on it. So come on out and enjoy the barbecue. And Chris Davis playing music. On the deck Sunday, don't you dare miss Sound Check the Band. And coming up in July, Snaz, Misfit Youth, Larry Brewer, Crow. The party happens one place. It's Beethoven's Boardwalk Acme Pizza on the Reservoir, 135 Madison Landing Circle, Ridgeland, Mississippi. Come see us.
Hi, this is Rita Jensen with Remax Connection, and I want to tell you, I've lived in Flora for over 50 years. I'm a graduate of Tri-County Academy, went there the first day the doors opened. If you're thinking about putting your children into Tri-County Academy and need a place to live, then give me a call. Without a doubt, the Flora expert when it comes to real estate. So if you need a place to live, give me a call. Rita Jensen, Remax Connection. 601-720-4037 or go to my website, ritajensen.net.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. After 3 postponements due to weather and mechanical issues, the mission to rescue a doomed space telescope and take it to higher orbit is finally underway. The 3 armed robotic spacecraft that will do it was launched today. Iran is preparing for 3 days of long funeral expenses at the late supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the cleric killed in the early days of the war with the U.S. and Israel. The heat is the big story across much of the country.
More than 180 million Americans under extreme heat alerts. First responders seeing an uptick in heat emergency calls across the country. In the Midwest, the CDC saying heat-related visits to the ER are 36 times higher this week than last. In New York City, the real temperature hitting 100 degrees with a heat index of 106.
ABC's Melissa Adon. The rush is on in Venezuela to identify loved ones before it's too late. Almost 2,300 people confirmed killed in the twin earthquakes. This is ABC News.
We all love the farm-to-table food concept, right? Well, at Burnt Corn Farm, they bring you locally grown flowers straight from the farm to the vase. With a wide selection of flowers and excellent service, Burnt Corn Farm will make your next party or shower a southern delight. Sign up for a monthly bouquet subscription, and their farm-fresh flowers will brighten your days all season long. You can also book your next family photo session in their wildflower field. That's Burnt Corn Farm on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey, this is Ben Ingram from the Braves Radio Network. We're in commercial right now, so I want to let my sister take over and tell you about Hometown Property Group.
Thanks, Ben. This is Mary Claire Putman with Hometown Property Group. Whether you're buying or selling, we are committed to guiding you through your real estate transaction with integrity, exceptional service, and remarkable results. Madison County has been my home for 40 years. I'd love to help make it yours, too.
That's Hometown Property Group. Give them a call at 601-853-6080.
Managing payroll, benefits, workers' comp, and HR tasks can take valuable time away from running your business. That's where People Lease comes in. From payroll processing and tax filing to employee benefits and retirement plan administration, People Lease helps simplify your back office operations while improving employee satisfaction. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Schedule your consultation today at peoplelease.com. That's peoplelease.com.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
And good Friday. It's Ribs and Catfish Friday at Beethoven's on the Reservoir. For all you that have an extra day off today, you can go on out there and get you some ribs and catfish for lunch today. Of course, we got the hamburger steak and stuff like that going on. And then we also serving pizza all the time now. We were used to only selling pizza after 4 o'clock, but now we start selling it just 11 o'clock. When you come in, you can go ahead and get your pizza. Deck was full yesterday, and deck was full last night, and I expect it to be super packed this weekend with Dr. Czar's Amazing Funk Monster playing tonight. We also got, Ralph Miller's playing this week. What's his name? Mike Mott's this week. You got Emergency 9 this week. We're chock full of entertainment, multiple bands, all of them the best around. So you come on out and check it out. We also got Sound Check the Band this week. We got, who else we got? We got Emergency 9. We got Keys versus Strings. Ooh, y'all, you just don't know. And coming up real soon, some of y'all's favorite band, Snaz, we got them booked. We also got some more Jason. We got another Jason Miller date. We got some other secrets, some national bands we've been working on that are going to be playing out there real soon. Y'all get ready because you're going to see all your favorite bands at one place, and that's at Beethoven's on the Reservoir. Something I've been known for the last 70 years. Well, 65. I've been here. Is to find the best entertainment, put it on a stage, and come hell or high water, we're going to enjoy it. Period. That's what's going to happen. The best music plays one place, in my backyard, right there at the Reservoir. Beethoven's on the Gulf of Beethoven. And the other thing I want to remind everybody that this weekend, we got a special shipment of Trump vodka in. Trump vodka. So this weekend, celebrating America 250, you can come on out and get you a Trump vodka, either a vodka martini, or come on out and get you a Trump Bloody Mary. Yeah. Made with the blood of Democrats or the blood of Iranians. I don't know. But we got to name some. We got to get something going on there. But we got Bloody Marys, and we got made with Trump vodka. If you hadn't had some Trump vodka, you'll want to try it. It tastes just like Russia. Well, just kidding. But anyway, I mean, potatoes, vodka. That's that. Anyway, 6:41 in the morning on a Friday here on WYAB. The freedoms of America are very important to all of us, and the freedom that you enjoy getting up and going to work is important. You're going, what's freedom about getting up and going to work every day? So why don't Tater Tot call on Trump for the National Guard in Jackson? Well, he'll call him. He'll call him. Hey, he used the National Guard here to clean up Washington, get some people out of there, didn't he? Watch out, Gene Smith. Be careful. That's what he does. They'll get it done. But we need the National Guard here in Jackson. Oh, I see what you're saying. In Jackson, we need the National Guard cleaning up. Now, that's a different story. That's a different story. That would, once again, you'd have the government of Jackson, who is sitting there with a violence reduction roundtable that the mayor has called on. And then, of course, the new police chief there, the girlfriend, the superwoman who is allegedly going to fix everything, but she's always doing press conferences. But she's out doing her thing. I said, Chip, you need to give her a chance. Look, everybody in the world, you ain't got to spend $1. You ain't got to spend $1 in Jackson to do any violent crime study. They should have the stats. If they don't have the stats, they can call up Channel 3, Channel 12, Channel 16, because they've got the stats. They're right there. Because I'm sure that somebody in the government in Jackson hadn't been keeping up with it. You had 12, count them, 12 murders on 10 sites last month. And that's not counting the ones that got shot that have died later. Because, you only care about those that on the tracker that happened immediately when they died. If they get out of there and just got a bullet in them, that's no big deal. How many people walk around with bullets every weekend? If you had a weekend where 12 people were killed, how many people are walking around that have just been shot? How many people get shot and it's not a crime statistic at all? I mean, can you go to the hospital and get that statistic? Because the question there is, because you get into those laws where you can't where you can't report that somebody's done this, that, or the other. You get their medical condition and why they're there. HIPAA laws. That's it. HIPAA. I wonder how that goes. But it's out there, and the thing you don't hear in the news are the rapes, the beatings, the other things, the robberies, the armed robberies. You hear some of them you don't. It's according if they pull the trigger or not. These things are going on all over Jackson. And they're going all over the Bidney Thompson district. It's just plain that. And the hotter it gets, the more people are frustrated and they'll shoot. That's how come you have more murders right now. we're catching up real quick to the number that in order to stay on pace to be 150 murders a year, 200 murders a year. But, it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. And everybody goes, well, what do you do, Chip? It's family on family in some cases. Well, you start teaching family values. Those families there are actually dying out. And they're killing everybody in their families. And eventually they'll turn on the public and we'll get them. And that's the way it should be. We got to get rid of them. But the big thing is the district attorneys and all that, when they put these people in jail, the state legislature needs to put something on them. Like, for instance, they passed a new law to where you can try a underage person as an adult for certain crimes, or one's committed with a gun, this, that, and the other. But the reality is, if you only got to do 40% of your time or 30% of your time, or you can get out, and then, in most of these jails, they can just break out. But I mean, what are we going to do? The people need to start doing 70, 80% of their time, maybe 100. I'd say 100% of the time. It used to be don't do the crime if you can do the time. And now they look at it. It's like Clay reported already that there's a deal in the workings for everybody to plead guilty in the bribery trial in Jackson. Now, I don't care what you say. If the DA from Jackson has worked a deal and pled guilty and turned over on everybody, right? What makes you think that there are murderers on the streets of Jackson? What makes you think that did not occur, that people paid to get out of jail for murder? I mean, his office was for sale. Now, you've had some people, pundits say, well, they prosecuted people and put them in jail. No, yeah, you did. The ones that were broke. And then you got people that you didn't prosecute at all. You said, we didn't have anything to do that. That's sort of like what Lynn Fitch did in the voter crimes. She goes, we're not going to go after that. Sort of like what Lynn Fitch did on everything Shad White turned over to him. No, we're not going to go after that. DAs and attorney generals and people like that it should be mandatory that they investigate and go after every crime out there, because the system has gotten weak. And that's why people commit the crimes. They commit the crimes because they can get away with them. And unless you do something and get a little bit more backbone, make it where you go, where you're scared to go to jail, they say, you just got to do it. I mean, it's got to get that tight. I mean, we're going to come out of this weekend. I mean, you arrested 5 or 6 kids for killing 2 parents and not 2 parents, 2 females and a 2-year-old baby that was laying in the bed. You've arrested 5 people already. I mean, what the hell? Tell me what's going on with that crime wave. Tell me how that went down. All of them been charged with murder. What the hell? Did everybody take a shot? Did they line them up? I mean, what the hell's going on in that situation? And that's five people arrested. And they're probably not all related. Families, parents, people who've had kids. Either cross those legs so you're not having more babies, or start taking care of your babies. Period. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. Period. We'll be back with more right here on the
WYAB. 103.9 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
Grill lovers already know about Grills of Mississippi, and so should you.
Grills of Mississippi carries premium Weber grills, Yoder smokers, and outdoor kitchen accessories to take your backyard cooking to the next level. Whether you're a weekend griller or a serious pitmaster, Grills of Mississippi has the brands, the knowledge, and the service to help you do it right. Turn your backyard into the ultimate gathering spot. Visit grillsofms.com today. Grills of Mississippi, where great cooking starts.
Remember when Saturday meant tackling 3 projects before lunch? Now you need a nap after buying the lumber. It doesn't happen all at once. Energy slips away a little at a time. Focus does too. The team at Live Better Men's Health and Wellness helps men get answers to low testosterone, fatigue, weight gain, and more. Because getting older is mandatory. Feeling old is optional. Learn more at livebettermen.com. That's livebettermen.com.
Delta Farm Services, LLC. Delta Farm Services, LLC. From dirt to done, they make it easy. Find them on Facebook, it's all you need. Big job, small job, call today. They'll shape your land a better way. Delta Farm Services, LLC. The name you trust for what you need. Delta Farm Services, LLC. Delta Farm Services, LLC.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Come on down to Ascension. Come on in, Sunday worship 10 a.m. Jackson, Mississippi will sing with you. Pastor Christine sharing good news. Come on down to Ascension. Join the choir. Feel God's love lifting you higher. Ascension Lutheran Church, for saving you a few.
As Christians, it's our calling to be faithful to Christ and obedient to the Great Commission. Our heart's desire and prayer to God is that through our efforts, many would receive and rest upon Christ alone as he is offered to them in the gospel. I'm David Strain, Senior Minister at First Presbyterian Church of Jackson, inviting you and your family to join us as we strive to fulfill that mission. We're located on North State Street in Jackson. Times of our services can be found at fpcjackson.org. You can also hear the good news about Jesus Christ each Sunday morning at 9:30 on 103.9 WYAB.
Want insider tips on foundation repair, maintenance, and how to protect your biggest investment? Todd Sandridge, owner of Superior Foundation Services, will be dropping in this month for quick interviews with your favorite local hosts. Whether you're dealing with cracks, settling, or just want peace of mind, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Superior Foundation Services, helping you stay on solid ground. Find them online at superior.ms. That's superior.ms.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show, heard all over WYAB. It's a great day. It's a great Friday. It's Ribs and Catfish Friday out at Beethoven's on the Reservoir today for lunch plate. Come on out, enjoy the. There's a nice cool breeze out there on the deck, and you're sitting there on the water with Mother Nature out there, and you'd watch the little ducks go by, watching everybody fish. You know, if you look hard enough, you can see all the fishes running around in the deep blue sea out there in the Gulf of Beethoven's. Yep, come on out, check it all out. It is a unique experience, and it's like a whole nother country. It's the Gulf of Beethoven's, where Beethoven's is located out there on the reservoir next door to Cock of the Walk. Yes, sir. Y'all come on out and check that out. Look, y'all, we're going to have a good call next hour. And, of course, I'm sitting in for Clay today till 9 o'clock. And then 9 o'clock, it's the Blues and Arts Hour with Chris Davis, who will also be playing live out at Beethoven's this weekend. I know Sunday morning. He'll be out there during the buffet for the Super Sunday Barbecue Bash Buffet for the 4th of July, for those people that are looking for barbecue for the 4th of July. And then, of course, we got catfish. We'll have catfish from Simmons Catfish, real catfish, the real stuff. Come on out, check it out. But as we look into the day and look at what's going on, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great All-American Day. And this guy calling in is one of the guys that wrote a book. He wrote a book about all this stuff. And when you go back in time, Thomas Paine wrote the paper that inspired everybody in America. I think it's 54 pages or 45 pages, one or the other. It might be dyslexic when I heard it. But anyway, those pages that he originally wrote down on common sense is what basically stirred everybody to want to be America. It wanted to fight, wanted to get freedom, wanted to get individual rights and freedoms. That's what we have. Somebody says Independence Day. Yes, it's about your independence. It's about you on your soil being something. Now, of course, in Mississippi and all over, we now pay taxes. So you don't really own that piece of soil. Back when we came over here for Independence Day, we didn't have taxes until they started jumping onto the liquor bottles. I believe the Boston Tea Party was about unfair taxes without representation. But the reality is taxes are necessary, but some taxes are not. We got to get control of the whole 9 yards. We got to get control of our legislators. We got to get control of our state legislatures and the ones we send to Washington. And then, of course, our government is going butt wild on us and just taking every dollar we can everywhere they can. And when they talk about raising minimum wage, that's like a tax on the businessman, the small businessman, because they're talking about going to $25. And we're right below $8 right now. So what is that going to do? That's going to reduce the amount of jobs in mom and pop stores. Okay. And then the big box stores will just suck them all up and the mom and pop stores will go out of business. That's the way that's set up when you have that big of a jump in minimum wage. And you go, Chip, people should be allowed to earn a living wage. Well, not every place makes big money. Now, unfortunately, I'm already paying those kind of wages, real close to those out at the restaurant for my staff. I mean, I'm already there, but and it's required because the workforce has gotten lazy, so lazy it's pathetic. Now, not my employees. My employees have been inspired by the cash, and they actually get in there and get some work done, and they cook some great meals. But the truth of the matter is, it is hard for everybody out there that is a small businessman. And all these restaurants that are out there, all these independent restaurants in Jackson, the Martins, the Burgers and Blues, and all of them, you need to go see these people. They're locally owned. They're locally managed. There are people out there that you need to go see. And especially during these holiday season, they'll be open. Because, the barbecue places, you got to be selling barbecue on 4th of July. Got to. You got catfish houses. All these independents are out there working for your business, and they're always there for you. Because, the world has gotten to where you've got to go out. They all go out to eat. So you got to be somewhere where you can do that, So get out. Support the local restaurants. Support the local businesses. Support the mom and pops. They're there for you, and they'll do a better job for you. And the big box stores, they're slowly buying up America. And when the Walmart came to town, most towns, everybody liked it. It's good. But in the long run, the big box stores, the PBMs, they've been running the drugstores out of business for years. And our state legislature has been talking about it for 2 years. 600 and whatever days, 700 and something days, 730 days or more. And they still haven't done anything about it. We got to figure out what to do. Anyway, I'm going to be sitting in for the Clay Edwards Show. So you're going to get much, much more of Chip Matthews on WYAB. You're going to get much, much more of Chip Matthews on WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. This 4th of July weekend, one of the hottest in decades. ABC meteorologist Sam Champion has more on how a couple of big cities on the East Coast are dealing with it, including in New York.
The conditions putting strain on the power grid. Outages reported as Con Edison reduced the voltage to keep up with demand. Governor Hochul asking residents to conserve electricity. Washington, D.C. temperatures also reaching triple digits. The U.S. Capitol Police canceling the public viewing rehearsals for a Capitol 4th concert. And Saturday's show now in jeopardy due to the heat.
The weather conditions could affect travel plans if you've got them as well, says ABC's Gio Benitez at Newark Airport.
Delta issuing a heat travel alert for passengers flying through LaGuardia, so keep that in mind. If you are riding the rails, Amtrak reporting several cancellations and some trains operating at reduced speeds because of the heat.
180 million Americans currently under some sort of advisory or warning for extreme temperatures. More attention being paid to the president's finances following disclosures this week that show his advisors executed thousands of trades on his behalf last year, including the purchase of $5 million worth of stock from 6 AI companies on the same day the president announced new government AI policies. During an interview with CNBC, President Trump said he leaves trading up to his kids.
My son, Eric, handles it. I don't talk to him about things such as this. I think I'd be allowed to. I'm not sure even what the status is, but I don't.
Are they Mr. and Mrs. yet?
This morning, reports Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are already husband and wife. Some news outlets saying the two tied the knot in a private, small ceremony ahead of today's big event at Madison Square Garden, which is lit up with pink lights.
ABC's Andrea Fuji. After 3 postponements due to weather and mechanical issues, the mission to move a doomed space telescope to higher orbit is finally underway. You're listening to ABC News.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacin-capted pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com.
News and weather brought to you this hour by Flora Animal Hospital, where we treat your pets like our own. Visit our website, floraanimalhospital.com.
4 people now under arrest in the triple murder. This afternoon, you can expect 94 and mostly sunny, partly cloudy tonight, and 76 for the low. Independence Day. It's a mostly sunny day, but with a 20% chance for afternoon storms. The high is at 94. That chance is up to 60% for Sunday, with a high at 93. You've got news on 1039 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis. A 4th person has been arrested in this past weekend's triple killing on Queen Alexandria Lane, says Dr. Rochelle Bragney, Jackson Chief of Police.
All of the tips that came in, all of the community members that responded, we could not have solved this as quickly without them.
That person was arrested in Texas, and she says will be extradited back to Mississippi to face the charges. Mayor John Horn says to people having a gathering this weekend, they should set the tone for the get-together and keep a lid on it.
Talk to people. Encourage folks to walk away from trouble instead of walking towards.
He also says he will be putting together a violence reduction roundtable next week. Sheriff Tyree Jones, also speaking at Thursday's press conference, reminds you that celebrating the 4th by shooting up in the air is illegal, and deputies will be going to those calls. They'll also be doing roadblocks to catch people driving drunk or high. Little info is being released right now about the death of a juvenile in Scott County. The coroner there says it happened Wednesday around 2 p.m. on Watson Drive, and that person's body has been sent for an autopsy to determine the cause and the manner of death. Gas for the weekend is less expensive than for Mother's or Father's Day, with a state average at $3.37, according to Gas Buddy. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
Where do you stand in the pro-life community? If you're passionate about protecting the sanctity of life from fertilization to natural death, please join us at Pro-Life Mississippi as we make a difference and save lives right here in our own state. Pro-Life Mississippi is a community of individuals dedicated to equipping others to value all human life, including the preborn, those with disabilities, and the elderly. Our mission is simple: to provide unwavering support, education, and advocacy for the preborn, their families, and other vulnerable children and adults. If you're just starting your pro-life journey, or you have been an advocate of life for many years, Pro-Life Mississippi needs your voice and talents to save lives in Mississippi. Together, we can make a difference in building a stronger pro-life Mississippi. Learn more about us at prolifems.org. That's prolifems.org. Be part of the community that celebrates each and every human life.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Clay Edwards Show. More adrenaline.
You know, it's a pretty interesting time to be alive. What's the saying? May the times you live in be interesting. We have accomplished that.
And more testosterone for your morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal. And they don't care. And everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now. And I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a white light.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay Edwards.
And of course, it's a holiday, and so today the Chip Matthews Show is extended. And sitting in for Clay Edwards this morning. He'll be out today, and he'll also be out Monday. So I'm going to be sitting in on his show both days. So we enjoy the extra time on the air, you know, out here in Florida, out at the studios. Of course, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and mention this because you're used to hearing it about this time. Clay's got his T-shirts up there for sale, and I think there's a promo code you put in there, America 250, and he's got them at half price. Don't hold me to the half price part, but I know that he's got them on sale, so y'all check that out on Clay's website, savejackson.com. But anyway, Ted Smith, good morning to you. Gene Smith, I was looking back at what you said. Tater Tot needs to call Trump to get the National Guard. No. The state's on the National Guard. All Tater Tot's got to do is pick up the phone and say, okay, y'all, get to Jackson, figure it out, make it secure. You know, that's all he's got to do. All he's got to do to fix everything. And then everything will be rocking and rolling there in Jackson. We got to secure Jackson. We got to secure all our cities. And the biggest thing is we need to secure the Benny Thompson district, because it's just spilling over into the rest of the state where we used to have complete control, and we don't. You know, we only have control of half of Madison County. You know, South Madison County, we're in control of. North Madison County, it's the Wild Wild West up there in Canton, you know, and then you cross the line and get into Yazoo County, and they're killing people there. And then you go on up, you go hit Indianola, you go down south toward Lorman, you go to Macomb, you go to Natchez. Violent crime is running rapid, and not to mention the Benny Thompson district right there in Jackson, Mississippi. Violent crime, murders, and it's the weekend. It's the weekend, and Kim Wade will be setting off the fireworks this afternoon at 4, 6 o'clock, whatever, and he'll be telling everybody it's Friday. Be careful, gun and knife night, blah blah blah. But it started last week, and it's continuing. You know, You'll have some news cover-ups this weekend. You'll have people off, so they won't cover the stories on the local news as heavy as they need to, because there'll be a lot of people off, and so they don't send reporters out. They try to keep money, keep everything in line. I saw some new people on the air. The new weather girl with the red hair. She's kind of hot. But anyway, you look at all these things that are going on, and you go, "What do we do? What do we do?" Okay, let's see if this is my phone call. Good morning, WYAB. Is this my call?
Good morning. This is Jeff.
This is Jeff. What is your last name?
Wallace.
Jeff Wallace. And Ron Eller was talking about you earlier. You wrote a book, right?
I've wrote quite a few, but yes.
Yes.
I think y'all were talking about the current one, A Tale of Two Cannons, right?
Yes. Tell me about it.
Well, I wrote a book called In God We Trusted, the U.S. Constitution and the Restoration of America.
Right.
And won a national award for it. But when I got to the American Revolution and the opening battle of the American Revolution, specifically, I did a chapter just on that. And I wasn't really paying any attention to the information that I was putting on the page.
Right.
Because I was like every other American for the most part. I really didn't pay attention to a whole lot. But the more I started going back and seeing what other people were doing with documentaries and talks and things like that, they were talking about things that didn't exist.
Yeah.
And these are PhDs in major universities and major movie producers. And the main thing is every single person says nobody knows who fired the first shot. And I'm sitting there going, well, I've got 20 primary sources of American history that say something different.
Oh yeah. and then you go back to the formation of the nations, and you go back to what started it all was a little book by Thomas Paine, Common Sense.
Well, it was a lot more deep than Common Sense.
Yes. But
that's a whole different story that we can talk about, how he wrote that and everything. But that was an influential book. But the Bible was the main source of everything.
Oh yes.
But anyway.
And then we were talking about the formations of the state.
We know exactly who fired the first shot and exactly where his gun is.
Yeah. I mean, of course.
And so, what's that?
I said, of course we do. We know who shot Kennedy, but they're not going to tell us. But anyway.
Right. Well, my sources were first grade elementary textbooks before the Civil War.
Well, I remember when first grade, when they taught you something in the first grade. We don't teach anymore.
Oh gosh, yes. By the time you were 6 or more like 12, they were teaching you Latin and Greek.
Oh yeah.
To prepare you for college at 16.
Oh yeah, they constantly said you got to know this, you got to know this, you got to know this. Algebra? I don't need algebra. Yeah, you do. You need algebra. Yeah. But I have employees that I have hired at my restaurant out at the Reservoir, and that when I wrote something in cursive writing, they said I can't read that. I go, what do you mean? They don't teach cursive anymore. I go, excuse me? Our backbone of our school was reading, writing, and arithmetic, right?
Yeah.
What the hell? What the hell happened? How did the world fall apart?
Progressivism in 1869 at Harvard University when Charles William Eliot became the president of the college. That's the moment in time where the cancer was seeded into the country.
But how does that happen? I mean,
and so now Harvard,
go ahead.
Where Harvard goes, everybody else goes, right?
Yeah. But I mean, when you look at progressivism and in progressivism, we took out reading, writing, and arithmetic. What's progressive about that? What makes you think that that's a good idea? And you teach to you teach people.
They're progressing.
Progressing what? Go ahead.
They're progressing in the wrong direction of Americanism.
Well,
he said, this might clarify it. When he came in, he said, we're no longer going to look to America for our ideals. We are going to become progressive and look to Europe. So what we have now is basically French Revolution and German Revolution philosophy in our universities.
Okay, so
and not American.
Well, I mean, and what they need to go back to remembering is that everybody left Europe to come to America
for a reason.
There was a reason.
Yeah.
And over time, the Italians are here, the Irish are here, the I guess the Spanish people are here, American. I mean, we're Germans. Everybody's here in the melting pot of America to be American, to be independent, to be free. And why in the world would anybody
right on that?
Why would anybody ever think that we need to go another direction? I do not know. There are no smart people in the world. There's only independent. What you really know, what you see, what you can put your hands on. And right in front of you, if you're rich and if you're poor and if you want to get more money, you got to get out and work. That's it. That's America. All the billionaires in the world started with nothing,
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Go ahead.
You go ahead. Okay.
I'm now the Tale of Two Cannons book. Have you ever heard about the cannons?
No, I have
or
not.
Anything about the cannons?
Nothing.
They're responsible for starting the war.
Okay.
That is why the British were going to conquer. They were under orders from the king. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Get off your butt, General Gage, and go get my darn cannons.
Right.
And they were, almost 20 miles away. And Gage is saying, no, you don't know what you're getting into. He says, I don't care.
Right.
We're the British Army. Hang on just a second.
Okay.
So be right here for a while?
I was planning on it.
Okay. You gonna be in this area? I got to unload some medical equipment.
It's not going to bother me.
We're on the radio here on WYAB. I'm just going to turn him down for a second where we don't get all that conversation, and we'll be right back with him. But he wrote a book, Two Cannons. He writes several books, and he's on the phone with us now talking about one of the last books he wrote was Two Cannons. You back?
Thanks.
You're welcome.
That book has just been nominated by the Daughters of the American Revolution for their book of the year. Three different studios, major film studios, have read like the first 100 pages and offered me partnerships in their studios. And the documentary is going to be called The First Shot, and we're doing our final editing right now. And hopefully we can get Mississippi to come on board with it.
Okay.
We're a Mississippi company or studio. We would really love for Mississippi to, get onto it, but we're in talks now with some of the major studios.
Well, let me ask you this, just to run down who you are, who you're with, what your studio is. Give us all that information, and then where we can go find the book. Go ahead and do that because we're going to have to go to break in just a second. So go ahead and do all that.
Okay. My name's Jeff Wallace. I'm an award-winning constitutional historian. I've been a pastor for 46 years. I'm from Clinton, Mississippi. I currently live on the coast. I raised my family there. And I'm a business owner. I'm a high-rise business maintenance company.
Right.
I think we're the only one in the state. And I just decided to take my biblical studies acumen and look into American history. And so kind of here we are.
Well,
and
I mean,
in
America,
God we trusted.
yeah, America is what we are. America is all about religious beliefs. And that's what we've gotten away from. A lot of people don't realize that America's founded on religious beliefs. The first colonies, although you talk about the Constitution and being a part of the states, each state had laws in place about religious beliefs in place for their governments that they were setting up and who could run for office based on them.
Yes, exactly. And the one thing that we miss as a culture is what Franklin said when he left Independence Hall. And they said, when they did the Constitution, it says, what kind of government did you give us? And he said, a republic, if you can keep it. And so we think today that they did not tell us exactly how they did it in our schools. And Charles William Eliot took all of that out. And so that's where we're now. But Article 4, Section 3 of the U.S. Constitution, it says the Congress has the right to make the rules for new states to come on board. Right. That document says that, and I'm going to paraphrase it, and it's in our Constitution, and it's you can't have a public school in America that does not include the Holy Bible in the curriculum.
There you go.
I'm waiting for somebody to sue me because I've got about maybe 10,000 documents to back that up.
Hey, and one thing is the state constitution, it says it in it, doesn't it?
And our Constitution,
yes.
In the Bill of Rights.
Yes.
And if it's in the Bill of Rights, it's not debatable. You either honor your oath or you commit perjury.
Yep. There you go.
That plain and simple. I'm going to be speaking to the Republican women at the Mississippi Republican headquarters on the 9th, which is, I guess, next Thursday.
Yes.
And they called me to specifically talk about the Bible in the school issue because it was in the legislature last year and it got shot down. And they want to know, is it real? So that'll be fun.
Well, the funny thing about it is the legislator of the state of Mississippi, they can do a whole session and get nothing done. I mean, they question everything instead of get to the bottom root. I mean, we still don't have a ballot initiative. It's been gone 8 years, right? Can't vote.
Yeah.
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 America.
Well, the Supreme Court of the United States just declared our districts, especially District 2, unconstitutional.
Correct.
And all these other states are jumping on board. Well, wow, if it's unconstitutional, we need to remedy it. And so Mississippi's, we'll just kick it down the road for a while.
Oh, yeah.
We'll figure it out later.
That's sort of like when they got rid of taxes. I didn't feel it. They didn't get rid of taxes. They lied to us.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna have to get you in. I'm gonna read your book, and I'm gonna get you back in often because you seem like an interesting person. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, thank you for having me, and it's a privilege. If you can text me your email, I can send you the links.
Okay, and also how people get in touch with you. Give out your email link to where people that want to check out your books or this, that, or website. You got any of that?
The best way to get in touch with me is through our website, and it's all lowercase, ataleoftwocannons.com.
There you go.
That's ataleoftwocannons.com. And there's a link to my email.
There you go.
And then also where to buy the books.
Thank you for calling in. I'm glad Ron hooked us up. I'll get back in touch with you. And then, of course, we need to get.
We'll keep.
And if you have a place,
keep you posted.
And if you if you have any hard copies or anything, we'll have you in at the restaurant when you're in town, and you can set up a display and sell them out there, and we'll keep them on hand up for anybody to come.
Which restaurant is that?
Beethoven's on the Reservoir on the Gulf of Beethoven's.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my new restaurant out there.
I'm going to be working in Jackson for an extended period of time in the fall.
Well, come on. You're going to like it.
But I can come up on an invitation anytime.
And then we'll also, while you're out, we'll make sure we're going to have political speakings and everything going on coming up real soon, just to get everybody engaged and to get involved in politics. We'll be back with more on the Clay Edwards Show right here on WYAB. Real soon, just to get everybody engaged and to get involved in politics. We'll be back with more on the Clay Edwards Show right here on WYAB.
1039 WYAB.
Need equipment that works as hard as you do? Come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. Thousands of you have already made the short drive to see us at H&H for the state's best deals on CM truck beds, Big Tex trailers, Wells Fargo enclosed trailers, and even rugged Candy electric utility vehicles. At H&H, our equipment is built for the farm, job site, hunting camp, or anywhere around your property. So visit me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales on Highway 35 North in Carthage, or online anytime at hhchiefsales.com.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
Hey, business owners, want your phones to ring away? Get your name on the airwaves with Clay Edwards Show today. Tell the town who you are while they're driving in their cars. If you want your business to grow, advertise on the Clay Edwards Show. Contact info at WYAB.com. Contact info WYAB.com.
A funny thing happens to a lot of men. One day you're the guy carrying the ice chest, loading the truck, and helping everybody move. Then one day, you're looking for a place to sit down. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, talk to Live Better Men's Health and Wellness. Real answers, personalized treatment, a better way forward. Living better starts at livebettermen.com. That's livebettermen.com.
For decades, you've known the name Martin's for good times, great food, and the best live music. Now that's happening at 2 locations, downtown Jackson and Livingston. Check the websites, martinslivingstonms.com and martinsdowntownjxn.com for the many special events and live music lineups. You can chill with friends on the big patio at the Livingston location and enjoy the Blue Plate lunches and nightly drink specials. Martin's, downtown and Livingston.
When seconds making a play, Short's got it covered. A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
The only thing hotter than Mississippi in the summer is a Mississippi summer when the power goes out. This summer, be ready. Call Cowden Electric. They can install a permanent standby generator that automatically kicks on the second the power fails and keeps your whole house running. Hey, you already got a portable generator? Call Cowden Electric and let them set it up so you can safely plug it into your breaker box and power just the essentials. Don't wait for the next outage. Call Cowden Electric today or visit CowdenElectric.com and stay powered up when the grid goes down. CowdenElectric.com.
The Clay Edwards Show live stream on WYAB is brought to you by Mazda of Jackson.
This is the Clay Edwards Show, powered by LiveBetterMen.com.
Contact the show on the Ellis Autoplex text line at 769-241-1944.
729.
To the Clay Edwards Show. Breaking rules. Here we go. When necessary.
729 a.m. right here on WYAB, the Clay Edwards Show. Chip Matthews filling in today. Oh, we're going to have some more people. We're going to have some more people call in. We're going to talk about the president's money. We also, where y'all know, Clay went out on a limb last night not that he ever has done that before. And went ahead and told you the storyline that is developing on Aaron Banks and Chokeway, working this out. They're going to plead guilty. Is what is out there. And you can go to the Clay Edwards show page or Save Jackson and see his comments and all that, and what's going on with all of that for those that are trying to keep up with the evolving world of the idiots of Jackson. You know, you got these politicians there that are above the law, and they can do whatever they want. And the funny thing about it is the head guy who said that he didn't, he was the head of the crime family that was down there taking all the money, and they went to his building and got the cash and this, that, and the other. Funny thing about all of that is that these politicians work these deals to get out. And I was watching yesterday where, you're looking at him, he's going to do less than 5 years. Okay. And meanwhile, I'm sure that we will find out over time that he was selling justice. And the reason why you had murderers on the streets, you had people that would on Monday commit a murder, and then they commit another murder by Friday or Saturday. That was a common occurrence during the last few years. It's been the common occurrence in Jackson for the last 6 to 8 years. But during Jody Owens' reign and even Robert Schuler Miller Smith's reign, they've always been under the gun politically. They've always been under the gun in court defending themselves. There's DAs are supposed to be in court, but not defending themselves. I don't know what's going on in the world of politics. And when I think about these people, and you go, well, they're elected to office. Maybe we need a new pot of people to pick from to elect, because the people that are showing up are just crooks. They're like they just want the money. They don't care about us. And we want the money, the job, the title, and the prestige. That's it. John Horn has created his violence reduction roundtable. Hey, he's been in office for 33 years as a senator. Don't you think he should have done that before now? He's been in office as long as Benny Thompson's been running District 2. You'd think they would work hand in hand. Hand in hand? No. They're continuing the government rot of everything out there. I just saw an eagle fly past the window. Wow, that's cool. Anyway, we'll be back with more right here on the Clay Edwards Show. I'm Chip Matthews filling in. If you got something on your mind, or if you do know of something going on, a 4th of July celebration, give us a call. Let us know about it. Because the only one I know of right now for the 4th of July that's happening on the 4th of July, besides the big party at Beethoven's on the Reservoir, which starts tonight with Dr. Czar, is the only city government is the one in Madison. Tonight with Dr. Czar. Well, I know. We'll find out more. The only city give us a call. Government is the one in Madison. That's what I know.
.1039 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
Gather your friends and join the party. It's a holiday weekend, 4th of July, America 250 this weekend at Beethoven's on the Reservoir. Also, Acme Pizza. So come on out Friday night for Dr. Czar, Amazing Funk Monster. Coming your way Saturday night, it's Keys versus Strings. Also, a late night appearance from Emergency 9. Mike Mott will be doing karaoke inside, so check that out. Sunday, don't you miss the 4th of July Barbecue Buffet Bash, which it'll be barbecue. And it'll also have catfish on it. So come on out and enjoy the barbecue and Chris Davis playing music. On the deck Sunday, don't you dare miss Sound Check the Band. And coming up in July, Snaz, Misfit Youth, Larry Brewer, Crow. The party happens one place. It's Beethoven's Boardwalk, Acme Pizza on the Reservoir, 135 Madison Landing Circle, Ridgeland, Mississippi. Come see us.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Tired of the brutal Mississippi sun beating down on your ride or home? Lakeland Glass and Tint in Flowood has you covered. They specialize in professional window tint for cars, homes, and businesses using premium Expel film plus top-tier paint protection film, ceramic coatings, and full vehicle wraps. Change your truck's color or turn it into a rolling billboard without an expensive paint job. Get a free quote today at LakelandGlassandTint.com. That's LakelandGlassandTint.com. Lakeland Glass and Tint, Central Mississippi's tint and wrap pros.
Metal Builder Supply in Pearl provides quality commercial and residential metal roofing, pre-engineered steel buildings, many storage facilities, pole barns, and steel components with old-time service and competitive prices. Through our commitment, experience, and expertise, Metal Builder Supply has established a business relationship with our customers that will last a lifetime. When you need metal roofing, reflective insulation, trim, or metal decking, contact Metal Builder Supply online at metalbuildersupplypearl.com.
Remember when Saturday meant tackling 3 projects before lunch? Now you need a nap after buying the lumber. It doesn't happen all at once. Energy slips away a little at a time. Focus does too. The team at Live Better Men's Health and Wellness helps men get answers to low testosterone, fatigue, weight gain, and more. Because getting older is mandatory. Feeling old is optional. Learn more at livebettermen.com. That's livebettermen.com.
The Clay Edwards Show live stream on WYAB is brought to you by Mazda of Jackson.
This is the Clay Edwards Show, powered by LiveBetterMen.com.
Contact the show on the Ellis Autoplex text line at 769-241-1944.
Welcome back to the Clay Edwards Show. Breaking rules. Here we go. When necessary.
Yes, I am Chip Matthews, filling in today for the Clay Edwards Show. I do a show every morning here, 6 a.m. I wish I'd all tune in, listen. You can check it. Follow me on Facebook, Rumble, and YouTube, and X, and all those great places. I've been getting a lot of new people listening lately. It's been pretty wild, you know. And saying that we're up to like 750 to 1 million streams a week. People checking it out all over the country. Oh, and some big controversies. You know, you got the one where a lot of people are getting on me because I said on the radio, said it out loud with my big boy voice. You know, when if you're the parents of some of these murdering kids that murder people, that kill innocent kids. If you're one of the parents of them, especially the Hobbs boys, the Hobbs gang, who killed 3 people inside of a week, if you're those three guys, their parents need to be held responsible. They raised that crime family, and you probably look into 10 years ago, this, that, and the other on them when they were juveniles. They were doing all kind of stuff. You know, it's ridiculous. The crime that goes on, and if you're not going to raise your children, we need to hold you responsible for it. I mean, it is sad to hear in the news that a 2-year-old baby was murdered. Okay? It's sad in the news to hear that a 74-year-old murdered violently. You know, it is sad when all the people out there are under the gun, so to speak, from the people that are supposedly being raised to be the next citizens of the United States. If all the citizens are going to be thugs, what are we going to do? You know, Clay constantly brings up the rap culture as being a part of the problem. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. When the songs all talk about killing and raping and murder, I mean, and you wear it like a badge, there's something wrong. And, you know, it's real funny that the counterculture, when you go back and look at it from the 60s, from a 60s standpoint, when all this stuff occurred between, let's say, for instance, the civil rights versus equal rights, which, equal rights is the only thing that matters. There are no civil rights. Civil rights is a different set of laws that was invented to appease the black man. And in the civil rights thing, when they appeased the black man and he got what he thought he wanted, it killed the black community, the black business districts. It killed the positive change that had gone on. You know, part of being an American, and look at this way, and we'll look at the Italians and we'll look at the Irish. You come to America, you're treated like poo when you get here as a new outsider. Okay, that's just the way it is. But when you come to America, you kill it and make it happen. You come in. The Italians did what they did. The Irish did what they did, and they helped build America. They built the skyline. They built the things. People didn't want those jobs. Out in California, the Chinese, the Asians, they came in and built the railroad tracks and all of that. Yeah, it was it was all not beautiful, and it was all starting out, but it's become beautiful. And these people have risen up. Now, you don't hear them screaming up and down about being slaves, and everybody goes, well, they were slaves, and they were treated worse than that. They weren't allowed in government. They were held out of situations. It was all the same, because it's sort of like on the playground. The new guy on the playground, he either fits in or he don't. And until he does something to fit in, it doesn't, that's that. And that's the way America was. America was an independent nation, and everybody was all proud that we had built the nation, and we had whooped Europe's ass, and everything was on its way in the right direction. And anybody that was going to come in to be a part of our gang and be a part of the American way had to believe in God and had to believe in doing the right thing. Now we've got Sharif law, and we got all these communists moving in, and people who wake up every morning and it's all about, let's kill America. Let's kill America. Let's kill religion. Let's kill anybody that likes God, Jesus. Let's kill everybody. Now, that ain't the way it's supposed to be. And everybody go, Chip, separation of church and state. No, that's not what the law is. The law is we won't tell you what church to go to. Number two, you ain't killing in America. We're going to stop that. But these kids in Jackson that are killing everybody, they don't have religion in their life. They are not what I would call a real Mississippi Democrat. A real Mississippi Democrat goes to church. These political Democrats, political activists, they don't go to church. They were even finding out over time that Martin Luther King didn't go to as many church services as you would think. And some of these things were put together just to raise money. When you look at the NAACP and you see, and there's organizations on both sides. Don't get me wrong, both sides of the aisle. But these organizations, as they're getting older, they're new people that are going, look, we've been raising this money for years here at the United Negro College Fund. We need to make sure this money keeps coming in. are at the NAACP. We need to keep this money coming in. Never mind, they're never going to say National Association of the Advancement of Colored People because they don't like it being called colored. But they're going to go to the NAACP because that's the name that's recognized. They got it down to the initials, and they want people to give them money. And it's only about getting money, and it's only about stirring up the pot. That's how come when the Southern Poverty Law Center was called, making sure that they had a fight to go on with somebody, and were paying for KKK people to get out on the streets. They were paying for their enemy. You got to get both sides out there where we can raise some money. Y'all can raise some money too. Yeah, what the hell is going on? We got to get control of our state. We got to get control of our country. We got to get control of our kids. And for instance, it's gotten to where if I go out and I correct your kid, you may sue me. That's right. If I go out and I see your kid doing something wrong, you're going to sue me. So even the police and the cities in the streets, when they go to enforce the law, they have to be super, super, super careful. And then, of course, you got people breaking the law and innocent 1-year-olds getting shot because you're committing a crime. And then you want to march on Walmart and everybody up there like they did something wrong. They didn't do anything wrong. They were protecting people. Have you ever driven in front of a Walmart at the people that are coming out of the store? You have to slow the car down. So if somebody's speeding through there, we got to stop it. And anytime an officer is doing his job, officers do not ride around ready to pull a gun out and shoot. But you've made the situation be, you got to have your head on a swivel. You got to come out of the car ready for that, because and I want them all to be safe this weekend, but that's the way it's got to be. We have made this society a place where everybody, even as a private citizen, when you come out of the car anywhere, you got to be looking both ways. And if you're packing, you need to make sure you're packing. And you got to make sure that somebody isn't fixing to come up and rob you, steal from you, take your own life, steal your car. And as I still wait on my Jaguar to get keys, and that was stolen back in September. It's been at the Jaguar dealership since then, waiting on keys. But we're about to get keys. I pray. Probably for the 1-year anniversary of it being stolen, I'll get keys. But, and then, of course, Canton, when we went to prosecute the guy, Canton showed up, had the wrong guy. He'd been in jail for 3 months. They let him go. Never mind, he was caught in possession of the car. And then, of course, the police didn't come in and testify at all. That's the kind of criminal activity that goes on in the court system. And we got to get these DAs doing their job. We got to get them. Yeah. And then when you look at Jody Owens, once again, we look at Jody Owens. How many people did he not prosecute or let go because you didn't do your job? And then even on the subject of Lynn Fitch, when we had 120 people who had committed voter crimes, she said, we're not going after voter crimes. We're not going to do that. And she sent me a letter. Oh, we're not going to prosecute anybody for committing voter crimes in the primary. What the hell? That's what's wrong with America. Crimes that are committed must be enforced. Yeah, I think our legislator needs to go back on these murderers. And if you're only going to do 30% or 40% of your time, we got to do better than that. We don't need a parole board. We need because they just get a paycheck. Nothing wrong with that. And they do a good job. But what I'm saying is, we don't need to parole anybody. When you do the crime, you do the time, all of it, every bit of it, every day. You're going to cost me regardless. And when you get out, you're just going to commit another crime, or you're going to take somebody else's life. We got to do better. Got to do better. I'm Chip Matthews, filling in on the Clay Edwards Show right here on this holiday weekend here on WYAB. We'll be right back.
Filling in on the Clay Edwards Show right here on this holiday weekend here on WYAB.
1039 WYAB.
Here's John and Corey Ravenstein. You know, we're always trying to find ways to give you more at Juniker Jewelry Company. More diamonds, more selection, more value for your money. That's why we built the largest fine jewelry store in the state. And that's why we're launching Juniker's Rewards Program, where the more you spend, the more you earn. That's right. With every qualified purchase at Juniker's, you'll automatically receive Juniker's Rewards points over time that you can use for future purchases. You get rewards points for every purchase on diamonds, engagement rings, and wedding bands, new fashion jewelry, estate and antique jewelry, even on all your jewelry repairs. Think of it as Juniker's frequent flyer program for love. And rewards points add up fast. Come to Juniker's and sign up today. Juniker's Rewards. One more way. At Juniker's, we've been giving you more since 1944.
Juniker Jewelry Company. We're at 1485 Highland Colony Parkway, just south of 463 in Madison, and online at junikerjewelry.com, Mississippi's direct diamond importer.
Hey, business owners, want your phones to ring away. Get your name on the airwaves with the Clay Edwards Show today. Tell the town who you are while they're driving in their cars. If you want your business to grow, advertise on the Clay Edwards Show. Contact info at WIAB.com. Contact info at WIAB.com.
Grill lovers already know about Grills of Mississippi, and so should you. Grills of Mississippi carries premium Weber grills, Yoder smokers, and outdoor kitchen accessories to take your backyard cooking to the next level. Whether you're a weekend griller or a serious pitmaster, Grills of Mississippi has the brands, the knowledge, and the service to help you do it right. Turn your backyard into the ultimate gathering spot. Visit grillsofms.com today. Grills of Mississippi, where great cooking starts.
It's all systems go this month at Mazda of Jackson. With rates as low as 0% with approved credit, come test drive the all-new, fully redesigned 2026 Mazda CX-5. More room for you and your cargo makes the third-generation CX-5 the best yet. Mazda's best-selling SUV also comes with 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. And Mazda of Jackson still specializes in certified pre-owned vehicles with hassle-free trade-in options available. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Need equipment that works as hard as you do? Come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. Thousands of you have already made the short drive to see us at H&H for the state's best deals on CM truck beds, Big Tex trailers, Wells Fargo enclosed trailers, and even rugged Candy electric utility vehicles. At H&H, our equipment is built for the farm, job site, hunting camp, or anywhere around your property. So visit me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales on Highway 35 North in Carthage, or online anytime at hhchiefsales.com.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com. The Clay Edwards Show live stream on WYAB is brought to you by Mazda of Jackson.
This is the Clay Edwards Show, powered by LiveBetterMen.com.
Contact the show on the Ellis Autoplex text line at 769-241-1944.
Welcome back to the Clay Edwards Show. Breaking rules. Here we go. When necessary.
7:53 a.m. on what is looking like it's going to be a hot one today. Yes, it's supposed to be 100 degrees in New York City. They're like going, and a lot of places up there don't have air conditioning. And you got to think about how great America is. It was America that invented the air conditioning. What would the other countries do without America, without the independent nature of the American way of where we cook it, kill it, clean it, and make it happen? We came to America. We came over here with nothing. Nothing. We left that. The only thing we had was our religious values, and God was with us when we came across on the Mayflower and canoes and every other way we got out of where we were. Even those that came from Africa, you got out of there. Yeah. If you were still living there, you'd be living in, it looks just like Benny Thompson's district in Mississippi. You'd be living in squalors. You wouldn't have any food to eat. You wouldn't have any stores. You wouldn't have restaurants. That's what Benny Thompson's district looked like. Although before Benny Thompson was in office, those people in the Delta found a way to rise up and become somebody and get something happening and make it happen. Look at all the blues artists that came out of the Delta. Look at all the other things that came out of the Delta. But Benny Thompson, during his time in office, he has pretty much beat it down to nothing, wore it out, completely destroyed it. And he's really destroyed the entire state, giving us in socialism throughout the state. And you go, Chip, you're crazy. We're not a socialist state. We're not. That's a socialism leads to communism. I go, yes. And that's where we're at. And go, how you figure that? Well, every time you pay taxes and we send $1 to the United States government, we get $2 back. So that means some other state is not getting their fair share of the money. And we're getting enough of it to where we can afford, if you give your soul to Benny Thompson, if you will give your soul to Benny Thompson, I will give you a house, I'll give you a car, I'll give you a government cell phone, I'll give you the internet, I'll give you your laptop, I'll feed your kids, I'll tell you how to live. And then you too can raise another kid that'll be a vigilante. No, not a vigilante. A vigilante has a cause. These people only live to kill and live to do nothing, be lazy, be drug dealers. That entrepreneurial spirit in the Benny Thompson district is got to be a drug dealer. I got to steal. I got to take it from somebody. I can't be given. It's either taken or given to me. I can't go out and work hard and have some good ethical values and try to build myself. I'd like to see those people in the Delta and throughout and see, the bad thing is when you talk about the Benny Thompson district, it's not the Delta anymore. His district is from Memphis to Macomb. It's everything that touches the Mississippi River. All 4 HBCUs are in Benny Thompson's district, and that is by design, y'all. And our legislature does nothing to fix these problems, to redraw the lines based on race. Oh, we're going to get around to it. We'll get around to it. We'll get around to it. The governor, we're going to have a special session sooner or later. We'll get around to it. We're not doing anything. They built that district for Benny to be right there, and they gave him that much land to where he can go and get the dollars for Mississippi. And not always getting the dollars is a good thing. I mean, America's trillions of dollars in debt, and we, as Mississippi, we're the burden. We're the burden. Meanwhile, we're getting all the data centers and all of that. Well, maybe the trade-off for us getting all the money is to be the place where they put all the garbage. The data centers are going to come here. We're going to act like we're going to do this, and make all this money, and it's going to be there forever. Once they get that data center and they get that chip built, there'll be a chip that they'll build, and a data center will be as big as your cell phone. And then we'll be stuck with these big, giant buildings in the middle of nowhere doing absolutely nothing but rotting and becoming crime areas, because that's what's happened to everything around here. And then you look at the fight for the airport in Jackson. They put it in Rankin County years ago in the 70s. What if they just expanded the one in Jackson and had it out on 220? Would Jackson, West Jackson, had become something? What is the end goal in doing everything wrong in this state? What is the end goal? Everything that occurs is all about money to somebody other than the citizens. Nothing is done by any politician to make your life better. There's a point where I guess in the modernization of the world, we gave up. As we got more advanced and culturally, is that a word, culturally? It's Clay's show. You can make up words. As we got further down the road, we lost our way in taking care of our neighborhoods. I grew up in Canton where it was just wonderful growing up. If we could go back that far, it'd be great. But slowly we built it down. We've torn this up. We've gotten rid of this. We don't do that. We don't go to church. We don't do people, Sunday morning used to be everybody was walking on the streets on the way to church. That was the thing. And you look at all that and you just go, what do you do? What do you do to get back to where you were? And then advance. We need to think about that. I'm Chip Matthews, filling in on the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be back with another hour. Matthews, filling in on the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be back with another hour.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson. From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The brutal heat just keeps pumping across much of the eastern United States as Americans gear up for the 4th of July 250th birthday celebrations. More than 180 million Americans on alert as ABC's Sam Champion says the heat dome stretches through the weekend.
This is our hot spot. Philly, 111. Baltimore, 111. Let's get into the middle of the country where it was supposed to break a little bit. I did hear Memphis to Huntsville slightly. Huntsville still at 107, but 111 in Paducah, 109 in Nashville. New Jersey had a heat index level they reported of 130 degrees. If you're out in 130 degrees for very long at all, your body just starts to shut down.
Some events at the Great American State Fair in Washington have been moved to later times, and crowds have been sparse in the heat. The same financial disclosure forms that show President Trump has gotten $2 billion richer since his second inauguration also show thousands of stock trades carried out by his financial team.
Now we are learning that his team of investment advisors made more than 21,000 security trades. This led to holdings in companies that directly are involved in deals tied to this administration. His portfolio grew to over $850 million, spanning roughly 1,600 companies. Now, this also included 300 purchases worth about $10 million right before his tariff announcement that he did not disclose at the time.
ABC's Rachel Scott. Former Olympic canoeist David Hearn facing felony charges in what President Trump says was vandalism of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro with reporters on Thursday.
Did he have any tools or was it just his bare hands?
Right now, we believe it's his bare hands, both hands.
So does that indicate in your belief that it was probably damaged before, or do you believe that he...
Oh, he damaged it.
Further, but do you believe it had already been damaged before?
He damaged the pool.
In Tehran, days of funeral services beginning for the supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and his family. You're listening to ABC News.
That'll be 84.52.
Perfect. Grab the bags, honey.
Mom, why do you always check your phone before we pay?
I'm just claiming my cash back on the Upside app. Since we're getting the groceries here and we filled up the car on the way, I've already earned enough this morning to pay for that pizza night we're having Friday.
Wait, so the app pays for pizza?
Not exactly, but the cash I earn on stuff we need helps us pay for the stuff we want. It's just a little win for our family every week.
Get more out of your everyday. Upside is the free app that gets you cash back on routine purchases like gas, groceries, and dining out at more than 100,000 locations nationwide. No points, no rebates, just cash back straight to your wallet. Download the free Upside app and use promo code ACT5 to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code ACT5 to get a $5 bonus. Remember, use promo code ACT5.
Offers vary by user and location of participating merchants. Go to Upside.
News this hour is brought to you by the Rusty Healy Agency in Madison. Call Landon Thompson at 601-856-3681 to request a quote or learn more.
4 people now under arrest in the triple murder. This afternoon, you can expect 94 and mostly sunny, partly cloudy tonight and 76 for the low. Independence Day. It's a mostly sunny day, but with a 20% chance for afternoon storms. The high is at 94. That chance is up to 60% for Sunday with a high at 93. You've got news on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis. A 4th person has been arrested in this past weekend's triple killing on Queen Alexandria Lane, says Dr. Rochelle Brackney, Jackson Chief of Police.
All of the tips that came in, all of the community members that responded, we could not have solved this as quickly without them.
That person was arrested in Texas, and she says will be extradited back to Mississippi to face the charges. Mayor John Horn says to people having a gathering this weekend, they should set the tone for the get-together and keep a lid on it.
Talk to people. Encourage folks to walk away from trouble instead of walking towards.
He also says he will be putting together a violence reduction roundtable next week. Sheriff Tyree Jones, also speaking at Thursday's press conference, reminds you that celebrating the 4th by shooting up in the air is illegal, and deputies will be going to those calls. They'll also be doing roadblocks to catch people driving drunk or high. Little info is being released right now about the death of a juvenile in Scott County. The coroner there says it happened Wednesday around 2 p.m. on Watson Drive, and that person's body has been sent for an autopsy to determine the cause and the manner of death. Gas for the weekend is less expensive than for Mother's or Father's Day, with a state average at $3.37, according to Gas Buddy. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
Have you ever listened to WYAB and thought, I could do that? Well, maybe you can. 103.9 WYAB, Central Mississippi's stimulating talk radio station, is looking for fresh local voices to join our on-air lineup. Are you the person everybody argues politics with at work? The one your friends say should have a radio show? Then maybe it's time to stop yelling at the dashboard and start talking into a microphone. If you're passionate about current events, politics, faith, business, sports, or just telling it like it is, we want to hear from you. Previous radio experience is helpful, but personality, authenticity, and the ability to connect with listeners matter even more. This is your chance to be heard across all of Central Mississippi. If you think you've got what it takes to host a talk show on WYAB, send us a short audio sample and tell us about yourself. Email Matt at WYAB.com. That's Matt at WYAB.com today.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Clay Edwards Show. More adrenaline.
You know, it's a pretty interesting time to be alive. What's the saying? May the times you live in be interesting. We have accomplished that.
More testosterone for your morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal. And they don't care. And everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now. And I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a mother like that.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay Edwards.
It's award-winning Chip Matthews filling in for Clay Edwards on the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB. Remember to come in your way 9 o'clock, the award-winning show, the Blues and Arts Hour with Chris Davis here, brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Don't you dare miss it. It is interesting. It is the ultimate way to find out about Mississippi musicians and musicians all around and hear the stories. Also, remember, Chris Davis will be live out at Beethoven's Sunday during the Super Sunday Barbecue Buffet. He sits in. He also sits in with the Gospel Bluegrass when we have it. Also, this weekend, you can taste your politics. Yeah, at Beethoven's. Come out for a Trump martini. Yes, a Trump martini all weekend. And we'll also have Trump Bloody Marys. So you come on out, check that out at the Gulf of Beethoven's out there at the reservoir on the Gulf of Beethoven's. You know, we're right next door to Cock of the Walk. Yeah, come see us. Let me write this down. Okay, so we got all kinds of stuff going on. Tonight, Dr. Czar and Mike Mott. Mike Mott will be starting early, getting the crowd warmed up, and then Dr. Czar's Amazing Funk Monster tonight. Tomorrow, Keys versus Strings and Emergency 9, and then Sunday, Sound Check the Band. We have music every day, even on Monday. So you plan to have your entire weekend. Just get your boat and come over there and hang out with us on the Gulf of Beethoven's out at Beethoven's on the Reservoir. Acme Pizza. Got plenty of pizza. Come on out. Check that out. We do breakfast tomorrow morning, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Come check it out. 8:08 in the morning here on on what's going to be a hot day. You know, you're seeing in the middle of America, Paducah, Kentucky, and all that. They're 111, 112, 113. Y'all, I was out building a new bar out at the on the Gulf of Beethoven's last night. I was building a new place to get a beverage, and it's hot. Oh, I got overheated, y'all. But that happens pretty quick for me. But in these other parts of the world, they're not used to that. They're not used to it being hot as it gets here. We've been living with it for years. And if you go back in time, and I'm talking about way back, we've been dealing with the heat in the South for 250 years since we got here, and even before that for some of my ancestors. It's hot outside. And we learned how to build houses where we had tall ceilings and this, that, and the other. But a day like today, when it's going to be extra hot, and I grew up in a house that had an attic fan, and we didn't have air conditioning. It was a good old house, and it had an attic fan. You could crack that attic fan just a little bit, that window to your room, and it would freeze you out of the room as it sucked in that morning air across the bed. But I sit back and I think of, you'd go to different houses and their grandparents and people, they'd be sitting outside in a rocking chair, just had a Mater sandwich or something like that, and they had a glass of tea, and they were sitting in that rocking chair waiting to cool off, and they got a rag there, but they got and they'll put a little rubbing alcohol on it to put it on there, and let the those little old metal fans, those little black fans, remember those, sitting there blowing on you. Yeah, I remember that. And they'd oscillate back and forth. All that stuff worked so much better back then. And then you had the TV on, all three channels. All three channels. Now you can't even figure out what to watch. But anyway, what a time. What a time. It was great growing up in Mississippi. And, and I'm looking at the price of tomatoes pretty regularly since I have a restaurant. But, we're getting to that time of season where tomatoes are going to be everywhere. You can get one, cut it up, and put some mayo on it, and go to town. Get you a glass of buttermilk, throw some cornbread in it, and have yourself a dessert. Y'all, that's the South we grew up in. That is the South that older people had. Fresh peas, fresh corn. Fresh turnip greens. We didn't fight. We have been depicted in the news and the national media, because we can't fight back from Mississippi. We sat there and we've let everybody tell everybody that we are just this corrupt racial city, that state that just hates everybody. We hate each other. Every day, Mississippi people are out fighting each other. The whites versus the blacks. That's what's going on. And it's far from it. And it's always been far from it. Yes, you've had fights that occur that get amplified up to a different level. But, the black-white crime will get reported. But right now, the black-on-black crime, where you have 12 people that were killed in Jackson, it gets slightly reported. Did anybody see anything wrong with that? I mean, do you see the picture? See the picture that we're painting? See anything wrong with that? I mean, racial news. You see the picture? And making it national news and all of that. That's just wrong of the media. They spin it. We got murders. We'll say there's a murder and we'll just go on. We'll find something else to talk about. We'll talk about the something else. We'll find something to talk about. We'll talk about the weather. Sports. Sports is a blurb now. I remember when sports used to be a good part of the news, and it's down to nothing. They try to news and good news, and then they'll do a 30-minute weather forecast, it seems like some days. Y'all, Mississippi, it's just hot, and there's a chance of rain. Move on. That's the weather. Back then, they used to have the tiles. Jimmy Lyle carpet, they'd pull down the carpet tiles, remembering it to be and it would reveal the temperature behind it, Bob Neblett or Woody Asaph. Augie File with the sports, or Michael Rubenstein with the sports. It was a different time when we tried to keep people informed of what was going on in the world. We don't try to keep people informed anymore. We don't care. They don't want us to care. They want you to care enough to where their sponsors on their shows, on the TV shows, get looked at. But the sponsors on TV now are mostly medical or pharmacists, And the pharmacy, the not the pharmacists, but these medical, the pharmaceutical companies that are out there are usually owned by the insurance companies. And all they're doing is rigging all the prices across the board. And then you got the thing going on in Mississippi where they're still trying to get the big box stores to take over everything, which the pharmacies own the big box stores. They own those, and then they want mom and pop out of business. And if you look throughout the Delta, that's exactly what has occurred in the food business. You you'll have to drive 20, 30 miles to a Walmart to get food because the little grocery stores are all closed up throughout there. I mean, that's not just the Delta. I keep saying the Delta, but I mean the Benny Thompson district. It goes from one end of Mississippi to the other end of Mississippi, north to south. He's responsible for it all, and he's done nothing to fix it. It's a food desert. Jackson, West Jackson and South Jackson, food desert. Food desert. Go over there and try to find a restaurant to eat in. There's not many restaurants in that area. You'd think that if you had a big area, you could do it. But you open up a restaurant, you're going to get robbed. Go over by Metro Center where all those restaurants used to be all the way around. They're all gone. Everything's gone. It's a burnout city. It's a burnout crime district. And I mean, you would think with a college sitting right there that you would fix it up. There would be something going on. But I honestly believe that the students that come to Jackson State, which most of them aren't from Mississippi, a lot of them are not, they come there and they get on campus, or if they're from Mississippi and they get on campus, they're good people and they're sitting there going, oh, I'm scared. If I get off this campus, I could get killed. Yes. You plop you down right in the middle of town. They built the entrance where you came through downtown Jackson to make it better, where you wouldn't drive through Ellis and all that area. They built that new entrance that comes in the other way. But over time, that entrance is getting bad too. It's just not safe. The city's not safe. You send your kids off to college, they're supposed to go to college and learn something. They're not learning anything. They're learning how to survive, but they're not learning how to build a community. They're not learning how to build a lifestyle. They're not learning how to get out and, they're mostly learning just to go get another government job and keep more of the crap going on that goes on now where people don't know what they're doing. They don't know. The bureaucracy is taking over. And the bureaucracy is all in line with socialism. Socialism is Benny Thompson, and he's taking the country. And you even see the Democratic Party nationally starting to figure that out and separating themselves from socialism. Because socialism is not what America is built on, and socialism is something that we're not going to go for. Let's see what here. Corinthian Sanders, he's probably correcting me right now. Oh, Lord, who let Chip run over into Clay's spot? Just kidding, buddy. I'm late for the party this morning. Well, I didn't have nothing else to do. Chip, hell, most of those students can't get a room still. And it was like that when I was there 15 years ago. I agree with that. And, but think about it. If they give them rooms on campus, which I think they're rebuilding one of the halls down, they give them rooms on campus, then they won't be able to go out and rent a hotel that one of their buddies own. Hell, that convention center hotel they were going to build in downtown Jackson, they were going to just fill it up with Jackson State and make some money. Maybe. Those guys you thought they committed the biggest crime in the world the last few months, as much news and everything on the mayor of Jackson and the DA for Jackson and all of that and all the things that were going on with them. And they're all of them going to get less than 5 years, probably do 2 years. And then be on an ankle monitor. Maybe you get the whole ankle monitor the entire time. Slap them on the hand. All of that for nothing, y'all. All of that for nothing is what's going on. And when we have a murderer, I saw on there where a girl was caught for stealing at one of the government agencies in North Mississippi as a deputy clerk. She stole like $30,000 or $40,000, and they gave her 103 years. You got people with double murders in Jackson, and they get 20 years and only 8 years to serve or something like that. I mean, come on, people. We got to do better. We got to do much better. Do the crime, do the time. Get rid of the parole board. Don't let people out. Give them that time. Put them in jail. Make them sit there. Sit there and rot. Think about what you've done. It's just really, really, really wrong. It's just really, really, really wrong that America cannot be a great place. And here we are the day before the America's celebration of 250 years of being here, of freedom, of what we need. I mean, nobody in the sound of my voice was a slave. And every opportunity I've had is an opportunity you've had, because it ain't that hard. And when you wake up, I mean, too many people, every billionaire in the country started with nothing. Do you realize that? A lot of them came from Elon Musk was a single parent home, and a lot of them do. But they would build it from nothing. Even the athletes, they wind up with all the money. They built it from nothing. They got out there and killed it. They got out there and put in the work to become a millionaire, to have something. We need to all think about that. We'll be back more right here on the Clay Edwards Show. I'm Chip Matthews, filling in on a July the 3rd. We need to all think about that. We'll be back more right here on the Clay Edwards Show. I'm Chip Matthews, filling in.
1039 WYAB.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Got a car, truck, or SUV you are trying to sell? Well, we want to buy it. Hi, I'm Casey Ellis, owner of Ellis Autoplex in Brandon. Right now, we're paying top dollar for clean vehicles, and you don't have to buy anything from us. We'll appraise your vehicle, make you a strong offer, and you can walk away with a check the same day. No marketplace maniacs or Craigslist crazies here. Our checks are real. If you've been thinking about selling, well, now's the time. Ellis Autoplex in Brandon is home of Little Truck City. Follow us on Facebook or shop online, ellisautoplex.com.
Remember when Saturday meant tackling 3 projects before lunch? Now you need a nap after buying the lumber. It doesn't happen all at once. Energy slips away a little at a time. Focus does too. The team at Live Better Men's Health and Wellness helps men get answers to low testosterone, fatigue, weight gain, and more. Because getting older is mandatory. Feeling old is optional. Learn more at livebettermen.com. That's livebettermen.com.
When second's making a play, short's got it covered.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon. The only thing hotter than Mississippi in the summer is a Mississippi summer when the power goes out. This summer, be ready. Call Cowden Electric. They can install a permanent standby generator that automatically kicks on the second the power fails and keeps your whole house running. Hey, you already got a portable generator? Call Cowden Electric and let them set it up so you can safely plug it into your breaker box and power just the essentials. Don't wait for the next outage. Call Cowden Electric today or visit CowdenElectric.com and stay powered up when the grid goes down. CowdenElectric.com.
Hey, business owners, want your phones to ring away. Get your name on the airwaves with the Clay Edwards Show today. Tell the town who you are while they're driving in their cars. If you want your business to grow, advertise on the Clay Edwards Show. Contact info at WIAB.com. Contact info at WIAB.com.
The Clay Edwards Show live stream on WYAB is brought to you by Mazda of Jackson.
This is the Clay Edwards Show, powered by LiveBetterMen.com.
Contact the show on the Ellis Autoplex text line at 769-241-1944.
Welcome back to the Clay Edwards Show. Breaking rules. Here we go. When necessary.
8:25 on a Friday morning, and as I look out there at 49, a lot of people not going to work today. I guess government people are off. Corinthian Sanders, who is an up and coming politician in this area. I mean, I'm telling you, you got to listen to him because he makes too much sense. And I'm looking at this. It says, I'm just puzzled why the governor and legislature is so weak. That's because they have no balls or no spine, sir. But anyway, I'm just puzzled why the governor and the legislature are so weak and scared to force a consolidation at JSU Alcorn in Mississippi Valley State. It is past time and becoming criminal to allow the nonsense to go on. Well, I can tell you why they haven't done that. Well, besides the fact that they have no balls or no spine. At one time, JSU Alcorn and Mississippi Valley State, this is just my theory, was basically the minor leagues for the NFL. And if you started getting rid of football teams in Mississippi at any school, that's a death nail in your political coffin. I mean, think of how many votes you would lose if you took JSU and merged it with Ole Miss, and it became Old Jackson University or something like that. You know, you merge these schools together because you can merge black and white. That's okay. But you can't merge black and black, and you can't merge white and white. But black and white, we can do it and then call it a racial issue that we're solving, and then hopefully you can come out the other side and say we're solving something. But basically, Ole Miss is not a white school, or State is not a white school. It's traditionally considered one, but that's not what it is. Now, the historically black colleges, white kids go to those schools now. But technically, college isn't for everybody. And they've been trying to preach that ever since they were trying to find people that drive dump trucks to help build data centers. Once we build all the data centers, they ain't going to need you to drive a dump truck anymore. You'll need you a wrecking ball when you tear them all down. As soon as we get them built, we're going to be tearing them down. That's just the facts. That's just the facts. Ooh, what is this? Is this? Oh, Corinthian, this is good. I hadn't read this ahead. We'll read it on the air. My preferred model would be to merge Jackson State University, Alcorn University, and Mississippi Valley State into one accredited university with one president. That makes sense. One administrator, one faculty administrator. Let's see. Come on, screen. Governance structure, one admission system, and one consolidated academic catalog. Jackson State University becomes the surviving legal institution. But that's because you went there. That's what somebody will say. Alcorn people wouldn't go for that. The Jackson campus becomes the main residential and research campus. Alcorn's Lorman campus becomes the university's agricultural land grant, veterinary preparation, and rural development campus. Valley's Itabena campus is either converted into a smaller Delta professional and workforce campus or phase out as a traditional 4-year residential campus. You know, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, and people constantly throw Itabena away. They say, oh, that one needs to go away. But in reality, if you really, really, really look at it, what you're talking about on the HBCUs could also happen on the other side of town with the Ole Miss, the Mississippi State, and Southern Mississippi. And then when you really look into consolidating of education and reducing the number of people that are getting the big checks, you know, maybe if we reduced it down to a set of people with good values, we could get enough values to where all this liberalism wouldn't get into the schools, and they would and all the schools would be about God and religion and the good things in life, the things that we should be preaching at the schools, reading, writing, arithmetic, and it would all feed back down to the high school level where we need to consolidate. I mean, the districts, look at Canton and Madison County. There doesn't need to be 2 districts. It needs to be 1. And as bad as you look at Pearl, Brandon, and all that, it really needs to be 1. You're paying for 2 things, although those 2 districts have survived separately for years. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is we spend so much money on superintendents in the state. And it's sort of like when you look at the city of Jackson, say, where are you going to get people to run the airport in Jackson when you don't have anybody there, any leadership in the city? I mean, it is dumbed down to nothing. You have less and less people to pick from, It's really just a melting pot of crap. I mean, the whole state has gotten to where there's just, and most of our politicians are crap. I mean, I hate to say that, and I run for office. I'm crap. But at least I'll speak out and not be afraid of the black or white issue, because it is the elephant in the room. And when people decide what they're going to vote for or what they're going to do, we divide up along racial lines. That's why our districts are drawn wrong. It should be, this is 1,000 people, here's a line. Here's 1,000 people, here's a line. We're economically divided, where I make Canton money, so I can live in Canton. I don't make Madison money, so I can't live in Madison. That's economically divided. That's not racially divided. Because if you can make it, you can live there. That's the way it's supposed to be. And when you take racial diversity and economic diversity and try to mix it, it just doesn't work all the time. It doesn't work all the time. Yeah, Jackson and Hinds County Public Schools, yeah. And Clinton, you take all of that. And like, if you look at Clinton Public Schools, y'all, now that is a district that was once considered an all-white district that is now a mostly black district, but it was put together right and it runs properly. Nothing wrong with anything that's put together right and runs properly, whether it's black or white. It doesn't matter. It's get it done right. Anything that's put together right and runs properly, whether it's black or white. And mean to do something good. Move in the right direction all the time. Put God in first. Clinton, they always put God first. And they're able to get things done. It's like I've said for years, Democrats from Mississippi, the real ones that aren't politicians, the real Democrats, they have religion. They believe in God. They believe in right and wrong. It's just the godless bastards that run this country and these people that are running these cities, they just tear it apart. And they don't care. And they don't keep God first in their lives. They don't keep God first in their thoughts. They don't think about, and then you get caught in the justice system, and it's a godless system. And then you go out and commit crimes. You just shoot each other. You don't care. And the system takes care of you. We'll be back with more right here on the Clay Edwards Show. I'm Chip Matthews, filling in on a and the system takes care of you. We'll be back 4th of July holiday. On the Clay Edwards Show, I'm Chip Matthews, filling in on a
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
103.9 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
For decades, you've known the name Martin's for good times, great food, and the best live music. Now that's happening at 2 locations, downtown Jackson and Livingston. Check the websites, martinslivingstonms.com and martinsdowntownjxn.com for the many special events and live music lineups. You can chill with friends on the big patio at the Livingston location and enjoy the blue plate lunches and nightly drink specials. Martin's, downtown and Livingston.
Hi,
Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's it's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
Metal Builder Supply in Pearl provides quality commercial and residential metal roofing, pre-engineered steel buildings, many storage facilities, pole barns, and steel components with old-time service and competitive prices. Through our commitment, experience, and expertise, Metal Builder Supply has established a business relationship with our customers that will last a lifetime. When you need metal roofing, reflective insulation, trim, or metal decking, contact Metal Builder Supply online at metalbuildersupplypearl.com.
Remember when Saturday meant tackling 3 projects before lunch? Now you need a nap after buying the lumber. It doesn't happen all at once. Energy slips away a little at a time. Focus does too. The team at Live Better Men's Health and Wellness helps men get answers to low testosterone, fatigue, weight gain, and more. Because getting older is mandatory. Feeling old is optional. Learn more at livebettermen.com. That's livebettermen.com.
For over 2 decades, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for auto repair and maintenance. Brake repair and replacement, radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, AC, and water pumps. A1 will get your vehicle back up and running fast. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, rings, and pinions. A1 Gear and Auto, Highway 49 in Florence. A1 Gear and Auto, your trusted auto repair shop.
It's all systems go this month at Mazda of Jackson. With rates as low as 0% with approved credit, come test drive the all-new, fully redesigned 2026 Mazda CX-5. More room for you and your cargo makes the third-generation CX-5 the best yet. Mazda's best-selling SUV also comes with 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. And Mazda of Jackson still specializes in certified pre-owned vehicles with hassle-free trade-in options available. Shop online at MazdaJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Grill lovers already know about Grills of Mississippi, and so should you. Grills of Mississippi carries premium Weber grills, Yoder smokers, and outdoor kitchen accessories to take your backyard cooking to the next level. Whether you're a weekend griller or a serious pitmaster, Grills of Mississippi has the brands, the knowledge, and the service to help you do it right. Turn your backyard into the ultimate gathering spot. Visit grillsofms.com today. Grills of Mississippi, where great cooking starts.
The Clay Edwards Show live stream on WYAB is brought to you by Mazda of Jackson.
This is the Clay Edwards Show, powered by LiveBetterMen.com.
Contact the show on the Ellis Autoplex text line at 769-241-1944.
Welcome back to the Clay Edwards Show. Breaking rules. Here we go.
8:37 a.m. here on the Clay Edwards Show. I'm Chuck Matthews filling in. Remember, coming your way at 9 o'clock, the Blues and Arts Hour with the one, the only, the Chris Davis, our news director, and his award-winning blue program brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. Y'all check it out. And then, of course, he'll be live out at the Beethoven's Boardwalk on Sunday morning during the Super Sunday All-American Barbecue Buffet with fried catfish and ribs and pulled pork and brisket and sausage. Y'all come check it out. Okay. Let's see what else is going on. Also, you can taste your politics out at the Reservoir at our place this weekend. You got Trump martinis all weekend. You got Trump Bloody Marys. Yeah, Trump vodka is in the house at Beethoven's Boardwalk. Come check it out. Remember, tonight it's Mike Mott is on the deck, I believe. And then Dr. Czar on the main stage tonight. Don't you dare miss it. Tomorrow, Keys versus String in Emergency 9. And then Sunday, Sound Check the Band. Check it all out. We got music every night out there on the water. And come celebrate America 250. At least somebody's celebrating America 250. Come on out to the res and check that out. I was looking at online here, and I've been Corinthian Sanders, and we've been going back and forth about the consolidation issue. And it's like I told him, Rebels don't want to be Bulldogs, and Tigers don't want to be Braves or Delta Devils. but I also mentioned that I did dig the uniforms at Mississippi Valley State University during the Archie Cooley years. And look, that was a great time in those times when Jerry Rice was there and Willie Totten and all of that. And then the people at Lorman broke out and they were super big, and you think about that pot of people that were coming through those schools. And I mean, Walter Payton from Jackson State, and you had others. You had, I can't remember the guy's name. Jackie Slater. There you go. I remember all those people that came out of those schools that went on to the NFL, made money, and did good things in their communities. And then you had people that made it, like even Sammy Winder down at Southern Mississippi. And then you had, I was watching where somebody was giving their top 10 of Mississippi athletes that played football. And in their top 10, they put Marcus Dupree. Although he didn't have a great professional career and he didn't finish his college career due to situations, he was one of the best. And this state has produced the best of everything. We do the best musicians. We do the best athletes. I'd always tell people in Ohio, you have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and everybody in it's from Mississippi that started it out. Now it's not really what it was. I mean, but when it started out, it was mostly Mississippians in there. The first 100 people in there were Mississippians, in case you didn't know. And then from outside of Mississippi, you had Memphis. You had Aretha Franklin from Memphis, and you had Pat Domino from New Orleans. But if you really think about it, those were just two parts of Mississippi that we spinned off to where we wouldn't have the sin cities in our state. I mean, they are on the border, both of them. New Orleans that way, Memphis the other way. It'd be just like Mississippi to say, hey, we're not going to have the sin. Although we accept sin taxes now. We're knee deep in sin here in Mississippi now. We're just ahead of taxing prostitution in order to make all the money we can off of sin here in the state of Mississippi. We got out of the sports betting thing, it looks like, by this predictive market that's out there now that's legal in all 50 states. And where you're actually betting on outcomes of whether this is going to do this or this is going to do that. And it's just like the stock market. That's wrong. That's gambling. And we're not getting any tax dollars off of it, But the lobbyists, they finally found a workaround, because the sin tax has always found the workaround. And then they just paid the politicians right off the bat. I mean, you had Jason White and all them going to the Super Bowl and all of that on trips. And then all of a sudden they were going to get back into the sports betting deal. It was going to be the big thing there. The mobile sports betting app was going to be approved. And then all of a sudden that just went away. Nobody talked about it anymore. Well, that's because they found the workaround, the nationwide workaround, to not have to charge that tax and pay that tax to the state. They just pay a few politicians a few $100,000 and they'll be on their way. They won't bring it up again. Delbert never brought it up, has he? No. Nope. We live in the most corrupt state in the union. This state here, this is where voter fraud was invented, in the Benny Thompson district. I want y'all to understand that and realize that. Voter ID started here in Mississippi, and we're the ones who put on there that you can vote after the election. You can come in and vote or verify your vote after election day. So if you come in on election day without an ID, let's say, for instance, you walk in with your ID and you show your ID. On your ID, all they're supposed to look at is your picture and your name, not your address or anything else on the ID. But if you walk back in later on, a lot of people don't look like their picture anymore because, state, you can have a 10-year-old, 7 years, 10 years on your driver's license or whatever, but you can come in and say you don't have your license and vote. They're not supposed to turn down a single vote when you walk in. You vote affidavit. So you can go in and vote for the whole family on election day if you figure it out, and you can go to every precinct you want. Then all you've got to do is come back to the city clerk's office or the county clerk's office after the election and bring an ID. And once again, on the ID, we look at the picture, we look at the name. Everything else does not matter. and that vote would count or not count. And depending on who the clerks are in these cities, deputy clerks or whatever, they will be the ones to decide whether that vote's going to count or not count. System is just wide open. It's too easy to corrupt. And that gives you time to change the election results in the days after the election. You know, and you talk about the overturning of David Archie's paperwork there in Jackson. I was there for a lot of his stuff because I'd gone through it in Canton. So I went to his thing and I was watching and going through the stuff with him. And you walk into a room and the law says that all the stuff is supposed to be kept together. And then, of course, they found out that some of the stuff was in the desk across the street. Some of the stuff was here. And it's all supposed to be secure. And some of the stuff was in cardboard boxes at the end of the room. Not all of the ballots were in a locked box. Yeah, that's in every county. That happens everywhere. There is no state process to make sure that election commissioner officials can get the stuff right, because whatever comes in, they must certify in this state, whether they believe that it was corrupt or run right or run wrong. When there's a problem, they have to certify whatever they have. That's the law, even when it's wrong. They don't keep up with stuff. Nothing is done that way. There is no accountability for it. And I can't blame the election commissioners. They try to do a lot of them try to do it right. But the reality is they're trained by the Secretary of State's office. They take a course, and then it's like making a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy to get to the people that are actually running the polls. And you lose so much each time you make a copy that when you get down to the polling places, those people in there, they're trying to get it right, but they don't get it right. They're there for one day, but they get $200 for that day now. $200 to go run the poll. It's not enough, to tell you the truth, but you don't get anything out of it. I mean, you know, the supervisors decide how many polling places are going to be. They open up 1 billion of them in some places, like in Madison County, in Banks and Griffin's districts. There's 17 to 18 polling places in each one. In 1, 2, and 3, it's like less than 10 in each one. Double the amount in those other places, and none of them are ADA compliant. I mean, half of them are ADA. Half are ADA compliant, half are not. None of them are set up right. When you walk in, you know, none of the stuff is where it's supposed to be, and there is no accountability for it. And the Secretary of State's office, when they say they're going to be on the site during an election day, all they can do is observe and write it down. They can't enforce anything. They can't tell you that you have done it wrong. That's not what they're there for. They're there to write down, okay, they didn't have this sign on the wall. They didn't have the ballots on the wall. They didn't do that. And then they've also gone to where they'll allow you to start processing votes before the polls close. Now, everybody says, oh, that doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it does. Because if you process 200 votes before 7 o'clock and and a majority of those go one way, all you got to do is you go out and start working the streets to make sure you're going to have the votes you need. Now, never mind if it's a legal vote, it's a legal vote. But when people start knowing the score before the game's over, it opens the door to more corruption. And then, of course, you got to have somebody there to watch all that. It's crazy. Chip, what's your take on Haley's group trying to bring a casino resort downtown? I'm down for it, but would love to know others' views except the Mississippi Baptist Convention. Okay, Corinthian, I worked in the casino industry. I was a pit boss. I was there when they first started. I watched people that were wealthy become less wealthy. Never saw anybody come in and become, well, I did see 2 people become multimillionaires. I don't know how that happened, how the money went with them later on in life. But the only reason why I saw them is I watched them hit $1 million jackpots on my shift. And I was in charge, and I had to sit there all day, 24 hours until it was all verified. But as far as a casino in downtown Jackson, it's not going to do you. It's not going to do what you think it's going to do. It's going to be a grind house. It'll be like those in Vicksburg. It just grinds on the money. It takes off of the lower side. I mean, it'll be fun. It'll be this, but it in Vicksburg, the first thing it did was kill all the local restaurants, and then that they have recovered now since that started. But when you get down to Jackson, first thing they're going to have to do is they're going to have to put in something to make people want to come besides gamble, because at some point in gambling, you got to have money to gamble, and in Mississippi, not everybody got money. So you got to attract either the whales, the bigger people from other places, to come into town to gamble, and the amenities of the coast. I mean, coast could be Vegas. The coast could be so much more than what it is. But, too many Mississippi hands are on it, holding it back from it. What does it have? Vegas is in a desert, in a part of the country that is not as populated as our part. We should be able to take the coast and make a diamond in the rough. In the Benny Thompson, if it had been in the Benny Thompson district, it would have been killed, because you see what he did to Tunica. Tunica died and had all the advantages. It had golf courses and all that going in, but they killed it up there. On the coast, what did they have that Vegas didn't have? They brought in the sand. They already had the water. You're on the beach. You can make that happen. But in Jackson, Mississippi, in the middle of the state, to put a standalone casino with no tourism, no anything, and you got to understand, you're not going to create tourism by just putting a building down there. It doesn't. We have nothing to come see. I mean, if you're coming to Mississippi, the big thing you'd want to see the Blues Trail. We could get the Blues Trail going. We could get a few casinos dotting the Blues Trail, small casinos up and down that. But and because your money is off tourism, you really don't want the gambling of your citizens' money in your market, because that needs to go to the small stores and put everything. And I mean, and the number of people they put to work is not that significant in the long run. I mean, because they're going to get their check and they won't be allowed to gamble there. So they'll get their check if they're in the gaming industry, and they'll go to Vicksburg or the coast and spend it all. That's just the way it works. I'm just going to tell you, it's just like in the restaurant business back in the day. These bartenders worked over here. They made $150, $200 that night. They went to the next bar and drank it all up. That's the way it used to be. So the casino is not the answer to everything. The only people that are going to get rich are the people that own it. That's the way it works. Casinos make money that way. And when you look at all the casino, all the infrastructure that was going to be rebuilt, we were never going to have to pay another tax. We're going to have roads and bridges everywhere. We're going to have so much money off casinos. Yeah, we're still getting taxed. We still got roads and bridges everywhere that need to be fixed. And we'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show, filling in on the Clay Edwards Show on WYAB. And we'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show.
1039 WYAB.
Are you thinking about your next vehicle purchase? Hi, I'm Casey Ellis, owner of Ellis Autoplex in Brandon. If you've been searching for a clean diesel or half-ton truck, your search is over. At Ellis Autoplex, we specialize in the vehicles people actually want. Whether you're upgrading, buying your first truck, or looking for something the big dealerships don't have, Ellis Autoplex is worth the drive. Stop by and see why more and more people across the Southeast are choosing Little Truck City. Follow us on Facebook or shop online at ellisautoplex.com.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Hey, The farm store in Flora, fresh from the farm right here. The farm store in Flora, organic, local, clear. Locally sourced meats and vegetables too. Fresh produce every day, picked just for you. The farm store in Flora, fresh from the farm right here. The farm store in Flora, come see what's fresh today.
It's all systems go this month at Mazda of Jackson. With rates as low as 0% with approved credit, come test drive the all-new, fully redesigned 2026 Mazda CX-5. More room for you and your cargo makes the third-generation CX-5 the best yet. Mazda's best-selling SUV also comes with 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. And Mazda of Jackson still specializes in certified pre-owned vehicles with hassle-free trade-in options available. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
Are you thinking about your next vehicle purchase? Hi, I'm Casey Ellis, owner of Ellis Autoplex in Brandon. If you've been searching for a clean diesel or half-ton truck, your search is over. At Ellis Autoplex, we specialize in the vehicles people actually want. Whether you're upgrading, buying your first truck, or looking for something the big dealerships don't have, Ellis Autoplex is worth the drive. Stop by and see why more and more people across the Southeast are choosing Little Truck City. Follow us on Facebook or shop online at ellisautoplex.com.
The Clay Edwards Show live stream on WYAB is brought to you by Mazda of Jackson.
This is the Clay Edwards Show, powered by LiveBetterMen.com.
Contact the show on the Ellis Autoplex text line at 769-241-1944.
Welcome back to the Clay Edwards Show. Breaking rules. Here we go. When necessary.
I'm looking at the conversation we've been having with Corinthian Sanders online. He says the coast is literally Vegas with sweet tea, which is correct. He said, forget what my cousin Phyllis Anderson said about Choctaw. Hey, I worked for the Choctaws. And look, they have done prosperous things. Think about what they were given back 1 million years ago for land to live on for their reservation was a bunch of red clay in Mississippi. What can you do on red clay? Well, they have done amazing work out there with the leadership they had with Philip Martin. And then if you look at it, I mean, it has some hiccups. I mean, because they do allow their government to, you're not chief for life there. You have to get reelected, this, that, and the other. So some things have gone on and changed some things around there, but it could be fixed and get back to where it was. In Jackson, I just don't see, they're going to be a restriction on that casino that says you can't open up X amount of food. That way you don't have more restaurants. You have the wrong restaurants because they don't want you to take from the local restaurants. And then they won't want you to do the big entertainment because they don't want to take from Brandon Amphitheater or the Coliseum. So you'll wind up with third level entertainment, and they won't want to hurt the bars and restaurants because they believe in that. That's all the tax base you got, I think, if they're paying taxes. But anyway, that's what you got to look for. It's about money. And so it'd be a big old grindhouse. There'd be nothing you put in Jackson that would attract the glamorous life of the casino business that you look. Then the rich people, the big money won't come to town. You'll just be dry. You'll just be taking the money that the government gives out through the Benny Thompson district and just grinding it all out and getting it all and not improving anything. That's what I see. It's a reality because I worked there. I did 10 years in Vicksburg and 10 years in Philadelphia. I know exactly what you see. But anyway, this weekend, Celebrate America 250, Taste the Politics at Beethoven's on the Reservoir. Come out and have a Trump martini or a Trump Bloody Mary. at Beethoven Boardwalk. The All-American Super Sunday Buffet will be going on with the barbecue, the buffet, from 11 to 2. We have fried catfish, ribs, pulled pork, brisket, sausage, all on the buffet, $17. And then this Thursday, that's Friday night, tonight, Dr. Czar's Amazing Funk Monster. Then Saturday, Keys versus String and Emergency 9. And then on Sunday, Soundcheck the Band. Monday, Skip McDonald. We got music every day, wall to wall, out on the reservoir, on the water. You come out and see us. Be a part of it. Get out and celebrate America 250. It's very important to be an American. You need to get into being an American. Being an American means you get out and you make it happen for yourself. You want good things to happen in your community, in your country, and you want to cook it, kill it, and clean it, make it happen. So fix it. Fix America. And you state legislatures, get some balls and get some backbone. Chris Davis is next.